Huh? Okay. Oh. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oops. Sorry, it was all... okay, yeah. What's up, dumb uncle? What is up, guys? It is time! Tomorrow! Oscar nominations! Let's freaking go, gamers! My god! How are we doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? Also, I do want to say thank you to Lisa for becoming a member. Oh my god. Thank you so much. That really goes a lot to help me and the YouTube thing. How are we doing? How are we doing tonight, everybody? Because, my god. Oh, wait. Oops. Okay, yeah. Because, oh boy. We're in for it tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big day. Oscar nominations. September 5 is probably in picture. I'd say probably not. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, I have my updated Oscar predictions. I have my updated update. We're gonna be going through the categories, and we're gonna be taking you guys's, predictions. Mandalorian says, I love that username. Says, do you have a real paint and picture? No, I do not, because I just can't squeeze it in. I just can't really squeeze it in right now, but we will go through the categories. We will go through them. In fact, if also, let's take a swig, gamers. Let's take a swig. What's I'm excited but I'm nervous, says Frida Murphy. Me too, Frida. Me too. I'm nervous as well, because God knows what will happen. Elizabeth Sparkle says, I hope I win. Well, that's the thing, Elizabeth. It's not about winners right now. It's about, it's about the nominations first. Oh my god, so many people are joining in already. That's awesome. Considering it's good, there's probably going to be a lot of viewers. If I don't get to your question in the chat, I'm sorry. I will say, if you want to guarantee that I will answer your question, I do have tips open on stream elements that will guarantee your question will be answered. But as of right now, when the chat's is kind of going like this, I can only go through so many. Honora, Oopsieheimer says, Honora, I'm predicting for 6 nods, but I think Conclave and Emilia Perez will do well too. Yeah, that's the thing. Honora does not really have the highest nomination ceiling, which is interesting. That is interesting. Do you think Demi might get snubbed from the nomination? I can't imagine so. Considering the substance is so in Best Picture. Demi Moore, there's no way she would get snubbed from this. No way. Especially considering the substance is much stronger than some of the other films. I think it's stronger than Wicked. I think it's stronger than Dune. It's they both kind of need each other. So I feel, I'm going with DGA nominees as my Best Director nominees. Hulk, I would not recommend doing that, because DGA never aligns with the Oscars 5 for director. They never align. The last time that happened, I think, was actually, I don't know when was the last time that happened, but they never go 5 for, the director's branch at the Oscars, they practically never go 5 out of 5 with DGA. That just does not happen. But, however, Mandalorian says, I really want to predict Villeneuve. I think he can make it, but I don't know how to predict, who to predict to miss. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess maybe Coralie Farge, but I don't know. It really feels like everything is kind of going for her. What are your thoughts on Brody losing actor due to the AI controversy, and do you think Timothy has a chance? I do think Timothy's winning the Oscar, but I don't know. The AI thing is very, very strange because... The AI thing's very strange because the director actually did clear up what the AI was being used for, but it seems like it wasn't used for too much. I think it's just... I don't think the Academy as a whole is going to care. Joey says, hey, Hannahcast, how it going? It's going. I'm nervous. Hopefully... yeah. Have you seen September 5, and do you think it has an editing contender if it's in picture? I mean, if it's in picture, then probably, yeah, editing, but at the same time, it didn't get an Eddie nomination. I don't really want to not, like, predict things off of editing. I don't want to predict editing nominees without an Eddie nomination. God, I can't speak today. Do you think the makeup... EastVR says, do you think the makeup in Nosferatu will be snubbed in favor of Amelia Perez? No, I do feel like Amelia Perez is going to get in anyway. I think Wicked's going to get snubbed because there are just too many films with prosthetics in the running, and I cannot, like time and time again. What have we seen? The makeup branch of the Academy likes prosthetics. You know, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Joey says, I think the final two for Best Picture will be Sing Sing and A Real Pain, maybe, but again, I don't know. It's. Last time DGA won 5 for 5 was in 2009 with Hurt Locker, Avatar, Inglourious Bastards, Precious, and Up in the Air. Yeah, if it's been that long, I don't really want to predict 5 out of 5. EastVR says Sing Sing is dead in the water. I would not say it's dead. I mean, it might be dead to win anything, but it absolutely can get into Best Picture, especially if it actually got adapted screenplay at the BAFTAs of all places over Dune. Oh, not only over Dune, but even at the USC Scripter Awards today, like it still got adapted screenplay over Dune. So it's like, I think the only sequel to get the nom of cinematography with its predecessor as well, and this is Jonatas Ryuda saying this, is The Dark Knight. Even though The Two Towers was snubbed with ASC and BAFTA, I wonder if this could happen with Dune. I'm predicting it to happen with Dune. They don't really go for sequels that much. If you were an Oscar voter, would you vote Greg Cuidar to get a Best Director nomination? Well, see, it's tough, because if I were an Oscar voter, I'd probably have screeners for stuff like Nickel Boys and The Brutalist, which I have not seen yet. So... but if I'm just going off of right here, like you know, I have not seen these movies, then probably yes, I'd go for Greg Cuidar. Are there any times that 2 adapted screenplay noms missed picture in the same year? I mean, it can happen. You know, for example, Glass Onion and Living, but also you have to keep in mind, adapted screenplay that year was not really competitive. So it's like, whereas, you know, Sing Sing and Nickel Boys, they are in the bubble. They're in the bubble, but yeah. But it's interesting. But yeah, yo, Sing Sing Mandalorian says Sing Sing could be Lost Daughter, though I don't want to seem dismissive of it if I really want it to happen. But it is also true that The Lost Daughter didn't get into Best Picture at Critics' Choice. So it's like, But yeah, you know, let's go to some of these categories, shall we? And like I said, I do have, if you want to support the channel in any kind of financial way, we do have memberships open. You can just go right here and go to unlock members only perks, where you can become a member, just like what was it? Just like, wait, it's not showing her name. What was their name? Just like Lisa earlier. Yeah, Lisa. But yeah, like you could become a member, or you could look at the top of my page and like the top of the chat, and you could see if you want to tip directly through Stream Elements, you can do that. And like I said, the tip will guarantee questions to be answered, because again, the chat's going by really fast. So yeah. A Real Pain is so in. I'm sorry. We'll see. The problem is its nomination haul is not looking that strong. It's really not looking that strong. And again, like, unless I want to predict like a Dune snub, which would be absolutely insane. Excuse me. That would be crazy. But yeah. Oh, but yeah. I don't really know what's winning Best Picture right now. I don't really know what's I'm going with Emilia Perez right now because, I don't know, we're kind of, like, we might be heading into an era where it's like, oh yeah, this is, like, the progressive movie of the year, and like, because, like, it's going to get a lot of nominations. And if anyone could challenge Brady Corbet for director, it would be Jacques Audiard. In, like, a, you know, a King's Speech sort of way, I should say. But still, because I just don't believe the Brutalist is going to do well on a preferential ballot. And people are going to say, well, Oppenheimer is a Christopher Nolan movie, alright? Like, Christopher Nolan movies have, like, really fast-paced editing and they make a ton of money at the box office. Brutalist is not going to do that. How do you expect Sing Sing to get into picture with only Critics' Choice? I don't think that really any films have done that. Well, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close did that. And if we're just talking about, like, just Best Picture nominations, well, then Women Talking did that. Like, it's not impossible. Like, you can. A24 should hire you to promote Sing Sing. Hell yeah, I'd get money. Yay! But yeah, Conclave, I'm really fascinated by this, because it's probably winning Adapted Screenplay, but if it can perform really well at the BAFTAs, then maybe there's a path for this to win Best Picture. I'm not going for it yet. I'm not going for it right now. But also, Conclave would do very well on a preferential ballot, so I could see that. And a Complete Unknown, I feel like a Complete Unknown is just going to be solidly in there. It's going to either win, like, just, you know... Jonatas says, Conclave could be a Spotlight of the Year. Maybe. That's a possibility. Do the Oscars nominations come out at 8 in the morning? I think, don't quote me on that, because I haven't actually double checked. I'm gonna try, because I'm gonna try to get, I'm gonna try to get some sleep tonight. So there's that, but yeah. Oh, 8:30 a.m.? We'll have to see. Owen Kerr says, if Sing Sing is a fascinating case study in which how much of a sure thing it seemed coming out of TIFF 2023 versus how it eventually was received. But the problem is, it was received about as well as it could be. That's the problem. Everyone that's seen the movie loves it. The problem is, no one has seen it. That's the problem. But yeah. We'll have to see how everything goes. And then we get to the bottom half, which, okay, I do think Wicked is in Substance. I think they're in, obviously. Dune, it's weird. I saw, like, Dan Murrell, who's, like, one of the more, like, veteran film people on YouTube, predicting a Dune 2 snub despite, and it's not because he didn't like the movie. He said it's, like, one of the great epics, one of the great modern epics. But if Dune somehow missed, oh my god, that would be insanity. That would be so crazy and so wrong in every way. But the problem is, the fact that it's underperforming this much, my god, guys, oh my god. That would be like unprecedented levels of stupid. But at the same time, I kind of get it. I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to predict a Dune snub, but oh my god, if that happened, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that would be a disaster. And I think that, because, like, my god, I don't even look. Is it really underperforming? Mandalorian says, is it really underperforming that badly, though? It's really just less of a sure thing in screenplay and iffy in director. But it's also, well, that's the problem. That already is really bad. If it's not even getting adapted screenplay, that's bad. Because I'm also not predicting it for cinematography, because the Oscars don't really nominate that many sequels for cinematography. And it could, and I'm not predicting it for makeup, because it didn't get any nominations at the Makeup and Hairstylist Guild. Now, neither did Nosferatu, but at the same time, Nosferatu was a very, very late release, so they probably just didn't see it yet. Meanwhile, Dune, that's been out since March of last year. People have seen the movie, it just seems like they're not that impressed by it. So, I'm concerned right now. I am going to be concerned. Are you going to react to the MCC noms that are dropping right now? What are MCC nominations? Let me... what are that? What is that? Wait, what about costume design? Dune got snubbed at the BAFTAs? Wait, guys, did Dune... wait, I forgot. Did Dune actually get snubbed for costume design? Please tell me if that actually happened. I actually forgot about that. Did it actually get snubbed out of costumes at BAFTA? It did. Oh. I can't change it right now because we're going to get into costume design here in a bit. But on Award Expert tonight, oh, maybe I take out Dune. Maybe I take out Dune. Because that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Oh my god. No. Dune is respected but not loved. You need to be loved to survive a March release and get Oscar glory. Which is so weird because people did love the movie. It's so weird. Like, people did love Dune Part 2. It just released so early where people just forgot it even existed. That's bad. If it missed at BAFTA, where even Denis Villeneuve got in for director, I might have to predict a snub for costume design. Because, like, that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Costume design is really weak right now. You have to have Dune in. I would argue it's very, very plentiful, costume design. I would argue it is very competitive. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But still. And I am still going with Sing Sing and Nickel Boys in Best Picture. Because they both got, like, the thing that solidified it for me, they both got the BAFTA for Adapted Screenplay over Dune Part 2. I was not expecting them to get any nominations. Okay, I think I did predict Nickel Boys to get in for Adapted Screenplay. I think I did predict that, but I didn't predict Sing Sing. But the fact that they both got in over Dune, that tells me that if even the BAFTAs will do it, I think they'll get in. I think they'll get in for Best Picture at the Oscars. Like, they literally overperformed in terms of nominations. So if the BAFTAs are going to love something like Sing Sing, which, let's face it, I didn't think they were going to like Sing Sing. If they're going to like Sing Sing that much, imagine what the Oscars could do. So, but yeah, still, yeah. And, but still, a real pain is in the bubble. It could happen. Like, but the problem is, I guess it's like, it's kind of showing up where, when it comes to nominations, it's the only two nominations it's also getting original screenplay and supporting actor. It's like, well, supporting actor, I mean, yeah, Kieran Culkin might win the Oscar, but at the same time, with original screenplay, that's a category where it is weak enough where a non-Best Picture nominee could get in. So, that's why I want to hold back on that. Hold back. Whereas Nickel Boys, I think Nickel Boys might actually win the Writers Guild of America. Like, if it's in Best Picture at the Oscars, it's going to win Writers Guild. Because the Writers Branch loves, like, the really unique screenplays that tell its narrative in a very interesting way. When has 2 original screenplay noms missed Best Picture? I'm pretty sure it has happened. I mean, nothing's off the top of my head, but, you know, we'll have to see. It's September 5. That is a red herring. I don't know if I'm using red herring correctly, but that is... We're being gaslit. Everyone, we are being gaslit for this. I do not think September 5 is happening. No. No. The fact that the only 2 guilds this thing has showed up in were PGA and the Sound Editors Guild? Absolutely not. I can't do that. Whereas even All Quiet on the Western Front showed up in more guilds than September 5 did. Like at least All Quiet on the Western Front had the Art Directors Guild. Alright, it had the Art Directors Guild. It had the Cinema Audio Society. I think it got like a nomination for international film at the Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild. And it's like, that's still... And also, obviously with BAFTA, it performed extraordinarily well. Whereas September 5, it's only got PGA and a single Motion Picture Sound Editors nomination, and no BAFTA long list mentions. The fact, like, that, I feel like we're being gaslit with September 5. I cannot... I just... Like, yeah, the new Hero of Time. No chance September 5 makes it in. It's doing basically nothing. Yeah! Unless this is like the most genius Oscar campaign ever, where they are solely campaigning to Oscar voters and no one else. Like, unless it's like the most genius thing imaginable, there's no way it's actually like, I just can't do it. And I'm not even going to predict it for original screenplay or editing, because again, the fact that it showed up nowhere, like, no, I just can't do it. Like, hell, even Women Talking, even, like, movies that we were so unsure would actually get into Best Picture at the Oscars, even Women Talking got a few BAFTA long list mentions. It didn't get nominated for any of them, but it had some. It had some presence over there. Even American Fiction had some presence. September 5 has nothing going for it right now. Nothing. So yeah, and I'm only keeping in like All We Mention Is Light in case something crazy happens, and The Apprentice and Kneecap just because they were longlisted at BAFTA, but I don't think they're actually going to happen. Right? Director. Jonata says, I think Nickel Boys will get in because Women Talking. Same producer, Women Talking, Tree of Life, and Selma. True. Villeneuve shouldn't be that high if I were you. Here's the reason why I have Villeneuve so high. All right. And like I said, guys, if you want to become members, we have, I think memberships are only like $1.99 a month, and you get a lot of cool perks, including members-only videos, weekly members-only live streams, lots of cool stuff, including badges and emojis and badges. And hell, anyone who's a member, send in your emojis in the chat. Have your Hannahcast faces, your Hannahcast Oscars. Let the people know what you get when you're a member. All right, put those emojis in chat. But yeah, it is very strange. It is very strange what's going on with Dune right now. There you go. Those emojis are what you get, or some of the things you get when you're a member. But still, I only have Denis Villeneuve in right now. At number 6, because nothing else really makes sense. James Mangold, I mean, again, they never go 5 out of 5 with director. So I don't think that's going to happen. And let's see. And also Ramel Ross for Nickel Boys. I feel like that film is, if it's just barely squeaking into Best Picture, it's not going to get a director nomination. Nah. And then, John M. Chu for Wicked, Tim Fellbaum for Nightmares, but still. But right now, I am going with Jacques Audiard for the win right now, because if I want to predict Emilia Perez to win Best Picture, I have to justify that somehow. Excuse me. If I want to justify it, I have to get it. It has to win either adapted screenplay or picture. No, adapted screenplay or director. So I have to. I'm going with director. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm really wondering, because like this five feels way too safe for me. Doesn't, like, guys, doesn't this seem a little bit too safe for director? Because like everyone's kind of going with this 5, but at the same time, the director's branch always seems to like throw in a surprise. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. Like this feels way too... Like, that's why I'm wondering if Denis Villeneuve could sneak in a director nomination. Because he has a few narratives going for him. Like, for one, this is more well-liked than the first Dune. He is very much an auteur director, but this time doing it on such a large budget. Steven says, Audiard is not winning picture director. I think me and everyone in this chat can agree it would be one of the worst wins ever. Well, people thought Green Book was one of the worst best picture wins ever, and that still happened. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you got like, don't be so sure of what's going on. Conclave is sure locked for an adapted screenplay win. Yeah. So like I said, watch out for Denis Villeneuve. Watch out, everybody. Oh, because again, if anyone could sneak in, I just don't have a good argument for anyone else. I don't want to do Paio Capadia, because if All We Mention Is Light is not in Best Picture, I can't justify a director nomination. Because ever since they've locked it down to 10 nominees, like, all the director nominees have been in for director. Even when people were saying that you know, Jonathan Glazer would get in for director, but The Zone of Interest wouldn't get in picture, like, the Zone of Interest still got in Best Picture. So it's like, I cannot justify Paio Capadia in director if I don't have the film in picture. So I can't do that. But it's 4 to 5 a DGA and a woman in the 5. Nothing else makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, the top 5 makes the most sense, but at the same time, like I said, they always throw something at the wall. Like, they throw in some sort of craziness. I just can't predict that, because I don't know what that could possibly be. So, yeah. If, good God, wouldn't it be so funny if, like, Greg Quidar got nominated for Sing Sing? But let's see. Lead actress, alright? Lead actress. I have Demi Moore winning for The Substance. I have Demi Moore winning. Capadia got stopped at the BAFTAs. Only Oslin got that achievement, but he's a Palme winner, so yeah. Also, don't forget, Triangle of Sadness was longlisted for Best Film at BAFTA, so that helps. But why is Erivo all the way down at number 9? I'm not saying she's like so unlikely to get nominated. I'm like, but the problem is, it's like, I just don't feel safe. I just, like there have been plenty of times where someone gets all 5, like all the major precursors, like, and yet they still miss. Like Amy Adams for Arrival, or Margot Robbie for Barbie. Like, it happens a lot. So it's like, or hell, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci. So it's like, I don't know what it, like, something makes me think they're gonna go with someone else. For Erivo would likely get in over someone like Torres, but Torres has the Golden Globe for best actress in a drama at the Golden Globes. Like, if you win that, you're practically in for the Oscar. So I don't really want to predict that snub. I don't really think I can do that. And also, let's be real here, Wicked is not going to be as big of a contender as Barbie is. Barbie, like, because, like, Wicked is already, like, especially when you look at the Critics Awards, all right? For example, I've said this before, production design. Right now, like, let me look at see where the race is for production design with the precursors. I'm looking at Next Best Pictures precursor wins page. Because Let me look. Production design. Yeah. Wicked is tied with Nosferatu and The Brutalist for the most wins in production design. You want to know why that's concerning to me? Barbie was sweeping this category last year. Sweeping the critics. Wicked is... And also with Wicked, it's not even getting director everywhere. The only place where John M. Chu has been nominated was the Critics' Choice Awards. So it's like... the fact that Wicked is already... Like, the only place... think about this. The only place in the major precursors where Wicked overperformed was SAG. That's the only place where Wicked overperformed. I just feel like something's up. I don't feel safe predicting Cynthia Erivo. Yes, she has everything. But, again, especially in the lead actress category, you can get everything and still miss. Especially if they're going for like the more legendary picks, like for example, like the more Hollywood legends or the more artistic kind of picks, like Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here, or again you have Demi Moore for The Substance, and I'm going with Pamela Anderson because good God, if even Jamie Lee Curtis can get it into the BAFTA Awards without a jury, what does that say about how the Oscars are gonna view her? Good points, but I think she's at least over Winslet. Oh, I like that. I need to watch out for Kate Winslet. Because again, she has some of the biggest stars in Hollywood backing up her campaign. Yes, she only has the Golden Globe. But at the same time, she still has the Golden Globe nomination, you know? And BAFTA seemed to like Lee at least a decent amount. So it's like, watch out. I'm just saying, watch out for Kate Winslet. There is she would probably fit the bill for like one of those Hollywood legends that gets in over who was supposedly front running in terms of precursors. Yeah, she didn't get the BAFTA, but at the same time, but again, it's very complicated. It is very like hard to go with. Like, yeah, bleh. God, and I'm not even saying Cynthia Erivo, I'm not even saying there's no way she gets nominated. Like, she could, but the problem is, like, this category is so packed and so chaotic, who knows what could happen? Who knows? I feel like the ones that are probably dead at this point are, like, Amy Adams and Tilda Swinton. They're the only ones that I'm very much like, yeah, that's not happening. Foolish Huan says, ooh, our predictions are identical in lead actress. Ooh, identical. It's not as chaotic as supporting actress? Maybe. That's also very chaotic. I don't know, maybe this is a little bit more chaotic. But let's see. I'm so ready for nominations already. You and me both. But yeah. Oh, God. Lead actor, we already know what's getting nominated. We already know who the top 4 are, alright? We all know, so we don't have to spend too much time on that. That last spot, I'm not going to consider Hugh Grant or Jesse Eisenberg, like, yeah, sure, Hugh Grant got everything but SAG, but, like, the critics were trying to make Hugh Grant happen, and also the BAFTAs, they love Hugh Grant. They've nominated him for a lot of shit, and they've given him a lot of awards, so... Yeah. However, I don't know how to go about this, because like on one hand, yeah, Daniel Craig missed the BAFTA, which was weird, but at the same time, he got the SAG nomination. Like, what? SAG of all people went for this? SAG? And also, you know, within the past, like, few years, like, the lead actor category at SAG has lined up with lead actor at the Oscars, like, 5 out of 5. So, like, I might still go with him. And even like, in the Everything Ever All at Once year, where SAG did not go 5 for 5 in lead actor, they still went 5 for 5 in supporting actress. But also with that year, like, it was very easy to see that Adam Sandler was not going to translate to the Oscars. Whereas Daniel Craig, he absolutely could translate to the Oscars. He absolutely could. So it's not like an out of left field kind of nomination. But at the same time, Sebastian Stan could happen. And oh God, I would love it. I would love it if Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice got in. All right, I would love for Sebastian Stan to be nominated for The Apprentice. Because I feel like he does give one of the best lead actor performances of the year. But, Jack Murtha says, best actor lineup will be Chalamet, Brody, Fiennes, Glenn Powell, Hugh Grant with an outside shot for Jesse Eisenberg. Wait, you're not predicting Coleman Domingo? Wait, also, Glenn Powell, he's like, I think Glenn Powell's so dead for a nomination right now. He couldn't even win the Globe. Hell, the only thing he got nominated for was the comedy musical Golden Globe, and he couldn't even win it. I'd say he's dead. I think he's dead for a nomination right now. There's no way that happens. But still, like, trust the process. But my God, watch out for Sebastian Stan. Like, because again, he might happen, but at the same time, like, it's clear that internationally people are more comfortable nominating for The Apprentice for shit than the U.S. Or hell, what if Sebastian Stan for A Different Man gets nominated? Because then that could give him an opportunity to say, well, we nominated Sebastian Stan, even though it's not for The Apprentice, but you know. I think Domingo is someone we should be worried if he got snubbed. I would be worried if it wasn't for the fact that Sing Sing performed as well at BAFTA as it did, when it really shouldn't have. Because the BAFTA, like, the Sing Sing just seemed like something that the BAFTAs would hate. If Glenn Powell is dead, then Kate Winslet and Angelina Jolie are dead. But the problem is, the drama actress category, like the lead actress category, is way more competitive than the comedy musical actor Golden Globe. With the lead actor, like, there's way more competition for lead actress than lead actor. Like, with lead actor, we're kind of looking at 7 possibilities. Whereas with lead actress, God knows how many outcomes there are. So, that's my thing. But I would again, watch out for Sebastian Stan, either for The Apprentice or A Different Man. But, yeah. But I'm still going to go with Daniel Craig, because SAG does go 5 out of 5 with the Oscars a lot for lead actor. But also, like Queer actually doing pretty well at the SAG Awards, when it really shouldn't have. That's a big sign. Hugh Grant is definitely a possibility. I would just not... I would probably say no. Everything kind of... Like, all the wind in Hugh Grant's sails, I feel like kind of died after Sebastian Stan won the Golden Globe over him. Like everything just kind of went... And just, like, you know, everything just kind of died. So, yeah. Supporting actress. Alright? I feel like, okay, yeah, Zoe Saldana, I think, is winning. Ariana Grande is going to get nominated. Might win SAG, but still. But then we have the last 3 slots. And good God, again, a lot could happen. I do think Isabella Rossellini is going to get in for Conclave, because I feel like Conclave is like that, like, how do I explain it? It's like the fact that Isabella Rossellini got in at Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, I was like, huh. But, like, it seems like despite the fact that she does not have a lot of screen time, those who see the movie do think she does stand out. So I'm going with her. And Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, like, yeah, she didn't get in at Critics' Choice or SAG, but if The Brutalist is going to get a good amount of nominations at the Oscars, I don't think she's going to miss. Like, the Oscars are kind of like halfway between BAFTA and SAG or Critics' Choice. So I feel like she's going to get in. And oh boy, the moment Jamie Lee Curtis got the SAG nomination and the BAFTA, oh Christ, I think she's getting in. Oh my God. Like, wow. She didn't even need Pamela Anderson to come with her at the BAFTAs. Like, she just got in. And again, there's no jury anymore nominating the categories at BAFTA. So, like, the BAFTAs just like Jamie Lee Curtis. Margaret Qualley, I don't know. Like, The Substance has been underperforming a little bit. Like, it didn't get shortlisted for sound. Like, it's gotten into editing nowhere except the Eddie Awards, which I am still predicting an editing nomination for The Substance, but because you can get enough of Lone Eddie, but still, it's like, I just don't know what's going on. But, yeah, I am kind of going for Jamie Lee, so Margaret Qualley, I do think there is a way where she can miss, honestly. So there is that, but oh God. Oh my God. Wait, what was I saying? There is a world where Margaret Qualley can miss. Yeah, there's a world where Margaret Qualley can miss. We'll have to see about that. And Audrey Ellis Taylor. Again, another stat that's pretty good is that if you get into, like, if Lone Critics' Choice nomination is better than getting a lone SAG nomination. All right, like we saw the past few years, like Judd Hirsch got in for The Fabelmans. What's her name? America Ferrera got in for Barbie. J.K. Simmons got in for Being the Ricardos. But I think the difference is that Nickel Boys is like, I think it's barely getting into picture, but like, what if the actor shocked everyone by snubbing Saldana for someone such as Qualley or Deadweiler? Just to be clear, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That would be insane, because, like, again, everyone thought that Saldana was going to win. That would be weird. But still, with Audrey Ellis Taylor, I do want to go for the stat that if you get Lone Critics' Choice, you could get nominated, but there's so much competition going on. And also, Nickel Boys is not, like, the strongest in Best Picture. But it's like, But then again, you know, look at Being the Ricardos. That was not even in for Best Picture, and yet that still got J.K. Simmons a nomination. So I don't know what's going on. So, I don't know. And Selena Gomez, if Selena Gomez gets nominated here, that could really tell us as to how strong Emilia Perez is. Because if she can actually get in, then, it might be winning Best Picture. It might. I mean, I'm not saying it'd be over for Best Picture if she's not nominated, but if she gets nominated, oh God, hold on to your horses. Because that might actually happen. And Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. She got nominated for SAG, but again, lone SAG nomination is not great. That's not great. Like, you don't really get in if you get in for, like, lone SAG. So, I'm not really going to go for her. And Elle Fanning, again, A Complete Unknown is kind of surging, so just in case. And I'm not going for Danielle Deadweiler because the piano lesson, she's trying to compete against so many films in Best Picture and so many actresses. Like, she's competing against so many actresses in Best Picture nominated films and Jamie Lee Curtis, who's a Hollywood legend. So, like, I really do not think she's happening. And also, the SAG Awards really, really love August Wilson adaptations. So the fact that Danielle Deadweiler got in there, you know, yeah. I only ask this because the Oscars have shocked everyone before. Prime example would be Olivia Colman upsetting Glenn Close in Best Actress several years ago. Yeah, but, like, we're talking about someone who was, like, a front-runner to win an acting Oscar suddenly getting snubbed. Like, that's very different. But yeah, but again, watch out. I am still predicting Clarence Macklin to get nominated. Again, why would the BAFTAs give Sing Sing so many nominations, or at least nominated for everything it was shortlisted for, if it wasn't going to perform a little bit better at the Oscars? Hot take: Sing Sing would have been more secure in supporting actor if they campaigned Paul Raci over Clarence Macklin because he was a previous nominee. I don't know. There's a double-edged sword there because on one hand, yeah, Paul Raci's a previous nominee, but at the same time, he's not the heart of the film. Like, Clarence Macklin is in way more of the movie, and he is like the heart of it, like, or at least one of the hearts, because there is also Coleman Domingo. But it's like, I would not I think it was the right move to try to campaign Clarence Macklin because I feel like he's just he's not only better, but he kind of represents the film as a whole. Steven says Macklin is probably done in supporting actor. He needed SAG to get nominated. BAFTA did because they had 6 slots and they didn't want Denzel to get nominated. But like, I don't know. Like, they had 6 slots, but at the same time, look at adapted screenplay. They nominated Dune. No, they snubbed Dune and put in Sing Sing. So it makes me think, like, again, because here's the thing. I'm also pretty sure Jeremy Strong is not getting the Oscar nomination because I'm not really expecting the Apprentice to do that well. So it's like I think, you know, I feel like it's not really impossible for the exact same thing in screenplay. What do you mean? Oh, no, it's not the exact same thing because at the BAFTAs, there's only 5 nominees in screenplay. And they still snubbed Dune. Hell, again, USC Scripter Awards today, they still snubbed Dune, and yet they didn't even nominate Emilia Perez. They nominated The Wild Robot. Denzel Washington can miss. Just look at Equalizer 3. But also, Equalizer 3 is... I think there's a bit of a difference between the Equalizer movies and Gladiator 2. Like, Gladiator 2 at least had some awards prospects and can get into some texts. Equalizer is just some random action movie. Some random thriller movie. Like, this is, like, I still think Denzel Washington can get in, because again, well, for one, the Oscars love nominating their Hollywood darlings. And he is considered to be one of the best parts of the movie. Now, granted, yeah, he didn't get in for SAG, but, however, again, I'm not, look at Jeremy Strong. I'm not expecting The Apprentice to get in. And also Jonathan Bailey at SAG. I'm definitely not expecting him to get anything at the Oscars. So, when you look at what got nominated at SAG and who got nominated above Denzel Washington, well then I can make a pretty good assumption that at the Oscars, Washington's going to get in over Strong and definitely over Bailey. And yeah, I do have Yura Borisov out, but that's because, and granted, I will admit this is a risk, but I can't really justify nominating or predicting 2 unknown actors, Yura Borisov and Clarence Macklin. But then again, I don't know. It's really tough. We'll have to see. And again, you can get nominated for everything and still miss the Oscars. But again, we'll have to see about that. Yeah, Stanley Tucci and Mark Edelstein. Again, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Edelstein. Let me see the precursors for the Oscars, because I don't think Mark Edelstein has been nominated for one award, one Critics Award. Yeah, not one. Even all this time later, Mark Edelstein has not gotten one Critics Group mention. Even Bill Skarsgård for Nosferatu had more nominations. He has more nominations than Mark Edelstein. Edelstein is just not at all happening. So there's that. Supposing that Sing Sing doesn't end up getting a Best Picture nomination, could it potentially open the doors for another movie such as Saturday Night or September 5 to get in? That's what Hunter Hugh... absolutely not for Saturday Night. Absolutely. Good God. Wait, hold it. Bailey is in The Apprentice? No, I meant Jeremy Strong's in The Apprentice and Jonathan... now I know what you meant. I forgot to change that. I meant for Jonathan Bailey to have Wicked. I should have... Why did I not fix that from last time? God. No, it's Jonathan Bailey for Wicked. God, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do it. Wait, damn it. Where is it? I am going to save this. My God, why can't I just, like, actually get, like, a single thing right here? Ugh! Ah, come on. Oh, this is riveting. Riveting content. Absolutely. Ugh. Riveting content. Ugh. Come on. Save it, 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 save it. Come on. Save it, save it, save it, save it. There we go. Fixed it. There we go. Ah. Come on. There we go. Yep, fixed it. Anyways. Yeah. This is really chaotic right now. This is absolutely chaotic. Jonathan Bailey's getting in, or the theater kids will riot. Well, the theater kids are going to have to riot because, again, getting a lone SAG nomination is never good. That's never good. You don't want to have lone SAG. So that's I just can't do it. I can't do it. If Wicked got in cinematography, my God, we'll get into that pretty quick. We're gonna get into that pretty quick. But yeah, Saturday Night is so dead. Like, literally, I think it only got like what critic, like, no, what industry awards nominations did it get? It got, like, yeah, at the end, the industry awards. It got period costumes at the Costume Designers Guild, period film production design at the Art Directors Guild, and I think on nomination at the Motion Picture Sound Editors. That's not good. Like, good God. Yeah, Jonathan Bailey got Astros, I think. True, but also I don't really want to consider the Astros like an actual precursor because they glazed all over Wicked like there was no tomorrow, to a point where I'm just like, all right, that's just not happening. You guys aren't even being serious anymore. That's not happening. Even though I would not mind if Wicked won Best Picture, but it's so clear that they loved Wicked to such a degree, or like we're trying to make Wicked happen at the Oscars. Because, like, I remember they were even trying to, like, they gave Barbie a ton of wins, including Best Picture, and it's like, because, you know, they sort of called Coda's win. So it feels like in recent years, like, the Astros have been trying to make it happen again, to try to get the ball rolling again. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Original screenplay. Honora, Substance, Brutalist, A Real Pain. Those are the top 5. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But also I have... Saturday Night is a good film. I thought it would perform better because of Reitman. That's what Jonathan said. I thought it would too. I love Saturday Night. Saturday Night is great. I just don't know why. Like, I don't know why people just did not gravitate towards Sing Sing. You know, I don't know why they didn't do it. Because, like, it got a lot, like it had a big cast. It was really good. Like, it was like, hell, and we're also dealing with the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. So it's like, I don't understand why people just did not go to see it. I'm shocked. Supposing that Sing Sing doesn't get a Best Picture nominations, could eventually open the doors for movies such as Challengers or perhaps Nosferatu to get in. Challengers, I would not say yes. I would say very much no. Cause yeah, it's gotten screenplay at like Critics' Choice and Writers Guild, but the Critics' Choice Awards, I mean, they won't nominate international films for screenplay if it's not like a top 5 film. And also, the Writers Guild Awards, it got nominated there because there were so many ineligibilities. So, And with Nosferatu, I would say absolutely not. There is absolutely no way Nosferatu happens. No way. I didn't even consider it in my Best Picture predictions. Absolutely not. It has gotten, you want to know how much above the line attention in the major precursors that Nosferatu has? You want to know how many nominations it has above the line? 0. None. Nothing. No SAG, no Writers Guild, no above-the-line BAFTA nominations. There's no way this is happening. And people have been saying, well, it could be like Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley got a SAG nomination. It got a Writers Guild nomination. It was longlisted above the line in some categories at the BAFTAs. Like, I think, like, actually, or was it not? I'm not actually no, I don't know for sure about that. I might be wrong about the BAFTA thing, but it got some above the line attention at the guilds. So like it could have happened, and also it performed extraordinarily well at the Critics' Choice Awards. Nosferatu has nothing. Not even Critics' Choice nominated it for any above the line categories. So, like, I would say absolutely not to Nosferatu. I'm not even going to consider it. I'm not even entertaining that idea. There's no way. And look, I love Nosferatu. I actually just saw Nosferatu today. One of the best films of the year. My God. It's like, hell, it might even be the best horror movie I've seen since Get Out. Would I want it to get in the Best Picture? Absolutely. It's amazing. But the fact that Nosferatu has nothing above the line to back up a Best Picture nomination, it has nothing to show for that. So absolutely not. So yeah, and I'm going with All We Imagine Is Light because, again, it just kind of makes the most sense. September 5, I do not think is going to get original screenplay. Because again, it didn't perform anywhere, like the only major precursor it got was PGA. No BAFTA long list, like, and yeah, sure, it did also, it performed, at least in terms of the industry. Within the industry awards, the 2 industry awards nominations it's gotten are PGA and a single nomination to the Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild. Nothing else. Like, no SAG, no Eddie, no Eddie nomination, no BAFTA long list mentions. In, like, if, like, I think it's a myth. I do think September 5 is a myth. I just cannot imagine that actually happening. It's performed so badly with the guilds to where I'm just like, this would be so out of left field. It really would be. Like, even Women Talking performed better than September 5. It got Writers Guild, which granted September 5 is not eligible for, but it got a Costume Designers Guild nomination for contemporary film, which one could say that it's easy, but the fact that it got into a guild at all is pretty impressive. Also, it got SAG Ensemble, and again, when you look at the BAFTAs, Women Talking didn't get nominated for anything, but it was longlisted for a lot of BAFTAs. The Big Sick, well, let's wait. All You Mention Is Light is a good guess for that number 5 slot because it's very common for a lone original nominee. The Lobster, first were performed, Knives Out, May, December, The Big Sick, 20th Century Women, Nightcrawler, and guess what? Those films all had at least some love in the guilds. But also, All You Mention Is Light has been getting more director love than screenplay. But I would still say screenplay would be your best bet to nominate. Or to nominate Paolo Capadia. Because I don't think director is happening because the film was just not in Best Picture. But, like, because you can't really nominate Paolo Capadia for director, you could nominate her for original screenplay. Because, really, in the grand scheme of things, like, All We Imagine Is Light could very much run the risk of getting nominated for nothing at the Oscars, because it can't get in for international feature, and it's probably not strong enough for director or picture. But if you want to do screenplay, well then yeah, you can give it a nomination there. That's like the one place you could give it a nomination. If Wicked Part 1 has a path to win Best Picture, what would it need? Director and screenplay nominations. Like it would need to be that strong. Because, but at the same time, I can't really imagine that happening. Because also, it's not going to win DGA, unlike Chicago, which did win DGA. It just doesn't, that's my problem with Wicked winning Best Picture. It's like, there's just nothing really to support that happening. Hell, even at the USC Scripter Awards, alright? Even they didn't nominate Wicked, and yet they could have. Hell, Emilia Perez was ineligible because it's an international film. They took that out, and yet still snubbed Dune and Wicked. So it's like, watch out. Can you see Emilia Perez winning picture without winning screenplay or director? No, I cannot, which is why I'm predicting it to win director. I really don't want to go, this is exactly why I never really bought into the Wicked as winning Best Picture hype, because you need screenplay or director nomination, first of all, wins to win Best Picture, at bare minimum nominations, and Wicked's not going to get either. So I can't, like, there's no, if Wicked does not get screenplay or director nominations, then there's no way it's winning Best Picture. It will be one of the least likely films to win Best Picture at that point. The film won't win because it's clearly part one. Look at Lord of the Rings. True, but again, there's also some other things to consider as well. Wicked is getting all three. Trust the process. I mean, if it somehow gets all three, my God, but I'm just not going to expect that. I just can't call that. And I only have Kneecap and Challengers because, like, it is, like, you know, Kneecap got a BAFTA long list nomination. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Why did I take out... Oh, wait, now I know why I took out The Apprentice. Well, then again, maybe I should have kept The Apprentice somewhere in there. But I think the reason why I did take it out was because, like, it was eligible for Writers Guild, and yet it didn't get nominated. So I guess that's why I took it out. Alright, yeah. For in order to win picture, do you think Mikey has to win it, or can it have a weak package, picture or screenplay? I mean... that's the problem. I would have to predict some sort of an acting award for it, but I just genuinely don't think Mikey Madison is happening. I just think she's genuinely not happening there. Whereas, you know, I don't know, maybe you're a Borisov, but again, I don't know. The problem is, like, it's such a strange film to try to piece together a Best Picture win. It's just hard to do. It's just really hard, which is why I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. Best Picture winners have to win screenplay, director, or both. Exactly. Adapted screenplay. I am going with the BAFTA 5. Because there's no way in hell. Sing Sing and Nickel Boys at BAFTA get in over Dune Part 2 and it doesn't repeat at the Oscars. There's no way that happens. Absolutely. The BAFTAs... I mean, let's face it, they don't really care for, you know, they're not really the most diverse group of voters, the BAFTAs. So, the fact that Sing Sing and Nickel Boys actually got in over Dune tells me, oh, they're in for the Oscar. Because the Oscar would be more likely than BAFTA. Let's see. I would just change the order. Complete Unknown is at number 3. The problem is, if Nickel Boys gets into Best Picture, it's gonna take the Writers Guild Award for adapted screenplay. If Nickel Boys is in Best Picture, it's going to win Writers Guild. You believe me? That will happen. I will bet my life savings on that. And then by life savings, I mean nothing because I don't have life savings. But still, tip. But yeah, but I'm gonna go with the BAFTA lineup here. Dune Part 2. I'm shocked that it's missing adapted screenplay. I'm really shocked, but hey, it might just be that. It might just be that week. Wicked. I just did not buy winning. No, did not buy for a nomination. I'm just like, nope. Wicked's not happening. Everyone's telling me, but it's because everyone loves the movie. They'll nominate it for that. It's like, no, like, Critics' Choice will nominate it if they love the movie. But the writer's branch, I've been saying this, and no one listens to me when I say this. No one listens to me. When I say, when it comes to actual guild, or at least, like, when it comes to actual awards bodies where the screenwriters are nominating the nominees, like BAFTA, like the Oscars, like Writers Guild, they are reading the screenplays. That I'm willing to bet you they're actually sitting down and reading the screenplays. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's because, like, for example, with the stage, because people go, wait, what? West Side Story missed adapted screenplay? The Whale missed adapted screenplay? The Tragedy Macbeth missed adapted screenplay? Wicked's losing out on is going to miss adapted screenplay? When you're too close to the source material in terms of your writing, then the writers don't typically like that. They like to see it more of an adaptation where things are changed around or there's a lot of, like, new dialogue. Moulin Rouge and Chicago got nominated. But if I'm not mistaken, Moulin Rouge was an original screenplay. And Chicago, hold on, let me check about, hold on, Moulin Rouge. I don't think it was based off of a stage musical, I don't think. Yeah, no, Moulin Rouge was an original film. And I'm going to get to that. You don't have to deal with the whole thing of but they're just reciting the musical word for word. Because that's not how Moulin Rouge was original. And the reason why Chicago got nominated was because it did do a lot of adaptation that was unique for the film. It wasn't just a straightforward retelling and just word for word, exact, translation of the stage show. Because what did Chicago do that the original stage show didn't do? It swapped back and forth between the real world and the musical world perspectives. It swapped between those worlds, having a lot more kind of metaphors going on. And because it was adapting the stage show to a film medium more than any other musical adaptation, the writers took notice of that. And yeah, one could argue, yes, that's the editing, but you have to put that in writing first. You have to put that in writing. This was a very new way to approach a film musical adaptation. And because of that, that's why Chicago got nominated, because it wasn't just directly telling the stage show as is, it was adding a very unique spin to it that no one had even thought of before. So I think that, I don't think Wicked and Chicago are very, alike in terms of comparing the two, because Wicked is, it does expand on the story a bit, because it is the first act of the musical stretched, twice as long. But from everyone that I've been hearing, from my friends who have seen the Wicked stage show, it is still pretty much how the original stage show went. It's just the pacing is a lot more slower. That's what I'm saying, Ryan. That helps it a little bit, but it's not but from the people that I know who have seen the Wicked stage show, it's still basically doing what Wicked already did. If anything, Chicago and Emilia Perez is the connection. Chicago won Best Picture without director and screenplay, so. But I don't know. I'd still say that that's very unlikely. That's still the fact that you have to go all the way back over 20 years ago to say, well, that's when this happened. It's if you have to go back that far, then I'd say it's probably very unlikely that it's happening. Also, voting for the Oscars is different now than it was back then. Because back then, it was a winner-take-all kind of voting system. Just whichever movie got the most votes ended up winning. But ever since they expanded the Best Picture category, well, now that's when they introduced the preferential ballot system. And so, the voting is a lot different than it was back then as well. So I would not say those are accurate comparisons. And plus, again, the fact that Emilia Perez is, granted, it's based on a book, but for all intents and purposes, more original than something like Chicago, it stands a chance to win adapted screenplay. It stands, and also, it could win director. It could, but we'll have to see. But that's the thing, I just don't think we can really compare musicals just to, Chicago, because, yeah, Chicago broke that trend, but, and also, another thing to keep in mind, even though, what was it, Rob Marshall did not win the Oscar for Best Director, he still did win DGA. Now, granted, if Emilia Perez wins DGA, then I'm probably also going to predict that for the Oscar. But basically, there's just so many different variables when considering, Chicago did this. So it's but you gotta look and see, why things were just where they were. You can't just look at it at face value. You have to look deep into it. I have seen, Hunter says, I've seen this stage show 3 times. And it's basically, it's the first act stretched out, because Act 1 of the stage show is 90 minutes long, whereas the movie's almost the length of the entire stage show. That's what I'm saying. But if it is basically just like the first act, well then there's not much there's not enough expanded upon, it seems. Could I'm Still Here be a bold bet in this category? Not if it's not shortlisted at BAFTA. It didn't get shortlisted at BAFTA, so I feel like that would have to be that'll be a nomination that would come out of actually nowhere. That would be absolutely nowhere. Wait, hold on. Oh, I just realized that Water says a Q&A on your plans in the near future. Don't go. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into the Q&A and stuff even today. I might consider streaming more because I want to, help build, more, tips and stuff and building more memberships. Because, I'm still trying to find a job, or at least a new job. I'm trying to get out of my old job. I'm trying to get out of the old job and trying to find a new job, but it's like damn near impossible. So I'm trying to make the YouTube thing work as much as I can. So if you can, tip or become a member, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you. But yeah, I might try to stream more than once a week if you guys want that. Let's see. Do you think the Brutalist or Conclave could do well in a preferential ballot over Honora? Definitely not the Brutalist. The Brutalist is a slow burn is a slow burn film from what I've heard. So no. Conclave, that's a movie that would survive a preferential ballot. But again, its package would need to be a little bit more than just screenplay. But at the same time, it could win editing and sound. Not sound. It could win editing and score. If it won those, like, let's say if Conclave won, best adapted screenplay at BAFTA, editing, and score, I would watch out for that PGA win then. I would watch out for the PGA win. I would watch out for that. But yeah. We'll have to see about that. But yeah. And Hitman, that's not happening. Rafe could win actor. He's not my predicted winner, but if he won at BAFTA, then I would be saying, okay, yep, Conclave is winning Best Picture. All right, it's going to happen. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. All right? Cinematography. Do you know if the Satellite Awards are streamed anywhere? I'm not exactly sure. I don't really follow the Satellite Awards that much, but let me know if you can find anything about that. Cinematography. I'm going to go with the Brutalist to win for now. Now, granted, Nosferatu is taking the most wins right now, but I do not buy that winning the Oscar. I do not buy that whatsoever. But Nosferatu, I think, will get nominated. Like, the thing is, wait, hold on a second. Wait. What the? Something's not right here. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh. Hold on a second. I think I fudged something up. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Beep boop. There we go. Alright, Nosferatu. My thing, okay, I was late to predicting Nosferatu for a bunch of categories. People said, like, we're wondering, what, is it because you don't think Nosferatu's that good? It's like, no. And granted, I hadn't seen it yet, but that's not why I was doubting its chances. My thing is, if I see Nosferatu get in everywhere in its text, like Critics' Choice, the Guilds, and BAFTA, then I'll predict it for for the Oscar nominations. And then, sure enough, it started happening. I was like, okay, Nosferatu is safe in some of these categories. It's safe. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, okay, Maria. I said this, like, everyone called me crazy. Everyone called me crazy when I said, look, I think Maria's getting cinematography. And they went, oh, Christian, no one cares about Maria. No one cares about Maria. What? Like, Angelina Jolie's not getting nominated anywhere. It's like, what are you talking about, you crazy little doofus? Ah! Vindication! And never doubt Ed Luckman. You don't think Maria has a chance? Okay, Steven, hear me out. The cinematographer of Maria is Edward Luckman. Every time he gets nominated at ASC, he gets the Oscar nomination. Even when people don't expect him to. Like El Conde from last year. That was one of my best bets, because I said El Conde is going to get nominated for cinematography because they just love Edward Luckman that much. And once he got to ASC, I swapped it. I was like, oh, yep, he's going to get the Oscar nomination, and I got that right. The Academy loves Edward Lockman's cinematography. They love it. Like, cinematographers yeah, Lockman is a very respected director of photography. Absolutely. And I said, like, I'm still, because I was like, yes, I do. I was like, yeah, I do realize that he did, like, Maria did not get a cinematography nomination at the Critics' Choice Awards, did not get any BAFTA long list mentions, but I'm still holding out for ASC. I will keep Maria in my cinematography predictions until the ASC proves otherwise. And then, sure enough, he got in. So do not doubt him. And the same thing goes for A Complete Unknown. Because A Complete Unknown has the same cinematographer from the Trial of the Chicago 7. Now, everyone tried to tell, and the Trial of the Chicago 7 got nominated for cinematography, but everyone tried telling me, oh, but Christian, like, Trial of the Chicago 7 only got nominated for cinematography because it was a weak year. If it was that weak a year, look what was getting the critics nominations. Tenet, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which had the cinematography by Lucas Zoll. You had The Five Bloods, you had The Midnight Sky. They had options, and yet they also had First Cow. The cinematographers had options, and yet they still went for Trial of Chicago 7, because they just like this guy. They like the cinematographer. And now you have A Complete Unknown, which is even more baity with the cinematography, where it's like Timothy Chalamet going, no, complete unknown, no, just strumming on his guitar, and there's like spotlights, and you see his silhouette. It's like, that's like cinematography porn right there, guys. So, like, the moment I found out who the cinematographer was, and that was months ago. It was months ago. The moment I found out who the cinematographer was, I'm like, I'm going to predict a nomination. And yeah, he might only get ASC, but he's getting in. I think it's going to happen. And then sure enough, ASC happened, and then boom, boom, boom. Give me 5 big booms. Boom, boom, boom. They didn't go with Papa Michael for Ford v Ferrari, and he made ASC for that film too. I wouldn't say they love Papa Michael. But again, they still went for him for Trial of Chicago 7 when they had way more options. And also, this is, again, like I said, this is way more baity than something like Ford v Ferrari or Trial of Chicago 7. This has, like, the big spotlights on him, like, the big silhouettes. If that's, considering this is, like, the most, like, cinematography-y movie that he's done so far, I think it's gonna happen. I think it's happening. And now, and that also means a big risk I'm taking is The Girl with the Needle. Every time they, like, oh, God. That black and white cinematography, that black and white international film, oh, watch out. Because here's the thing. I'm also predicting The Girl with the Needle to get in for international feature. Alright? Now, granted, one could also make the argument that, yeah, it got the Spotlight Award nomination at ASC, but however, it didn't have the BAFTA nomination. Sure, but it is so dripping with, like, interesting cinematography from the trailers. What other better options were there when he got in for Trial of Chicago 7? I just listed them! I just listed the options that they had. They had Tenet. They had I'm Thinking of Ending Things. They had First Cow. They had what was it? They had The Five Bloods. They had The Midnight Sky. They had options. They had plenty of options. And yet only Here's the thing. The only place where Trial of Chicago, the only precursor for cinematography that Trial of the Chicago 7 got nominated in, the only precursor it got was ASC. Not one critics group nominated that film. That just tells me they like the guy. They like the guy. So they had options. They just didn't want to. They just went for what they just liked what he was doing. But I do think Nosferatu could fill that black. Jonata says, yeah, but I do think Nosferatu could fill that black and white logic. But it's not really black and white, though. It's not a black and white film. That's the problem. Whereas with Girl with the Needle, it's very, very. It is like eye-popping with black and white cinematography. So I would say there's Oh, and granted, this does mean I would go 2 out of 5 with BAFTA, which doesn't happen. But the problem is, it's like, with Conclave, it might happen, but it just feels like Girl with the Needle is way more showy. Like, the Girl with the Needle is just way, way more showy than something like Conclave. And also, Dune Part 2, I'm not predicting that because, yes, that also has everything, technically, but they don't nominate sequels in cinematography. They don't nominate sequels. So I just can't do it. I just, like, even though Dune Part 2 deserves a cinematography nomination, it absolutely deserves it. But, however, also I would say, Never Look Away also got nominated for cinematography when it got in nowhere else. It was a random international contender, and it ultimately got in for cinematography over films that got in everywhere, like, I think, First Man. Challengers. If it's not in for editing, why not cinematography? No one's really going for... the problem is, I don't really think anyone's really going for challengers in cinematography, but even that challengers is just like more of like a critics thing. They're the ones nominating it for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Challengers has like, Challengers does not have anywhere near as many nominations. Even amongst the critics groups, like, the critics groups have not been going for Challengers anywhere near as much as some of the films that they've been nominating. So, I would say Challengers is just not happening. I do think it's getting a couple of nominations, but cinematography is not one of them. Not when you have so much competition like this. And also, the other thing I want to say is, I am not going to consider anything that did not get into ASC. Because they had like 7 nominees this year, and a few spotlight mentions. And yet, Challengers couldn't even get in there? No way! And also, Emilia Perez. And Emilia Perez is so not happening in cinematography. Because... like, the thing is with ASC, the American Society of Cinematographers, that is a guild where they will go 4 out of 5 or even 5 out of 5 with the Oscar nominations for cinematography. Hell, it happened last year. Last year they went 5 out of 5. And so with that logic, knowing that they have way more nominees this year, it's like, if you didn't get in anywhere at ASC, you're kind of done. So Challengers is absolutely not happening. Let's see. Jonata says, Girl with the Needle has to be a Never Look Away thing, but the DP in that movie is very well respected and with a lot of ASC noms. We'll have to see, but it's just like, God, the Girl with the Needle again, you just look at that movie and it's like, huh. It just looks very, very strong. Just looking at it. And again, the Girl with the Needle at least looks like it could get a international feature nomination. So it's on the radar. It's on people's radar. So there is that. And also Wicked. I personally, I don't think Wicked cinematography is bad. Like, I think it has like a lot of I think the motion of the camera is really, really good. And like, yeah, the lighting could be a little bit better, but it's also like, cinematography is a lot more than just lighting and color. I mean, like, a lot of it does have to do with, like, the actual movement of the camera. So I think, yeah. Ochadot, or I don't know if it's Ochadot or Okadot, but they say, really hope Nosferatu gets at least 1 nom, if not several. It isn't snubbed solely because it's a horror film. The substance is pretty locked in for some noms, but Nosferatu could still get snubbed. The thing is, I was worried about that too, but Nosferatu's got it in everywhere at this point. Everywhere. Is it going to get, like, 5 nominations? I'd say no. But it's going to at least get 1 nomination. It's going to get at least, a bare minimum, 1 nomination. But I'm predicting a few others as well. But yeah. And Nickel Boys, if Nickel Boys got cinematography, oh my god, it's in Best Picture. It's getting nominated for it's absolutely in for Best Picture right now. If it got in. And it did get an ASC Spotlight mention, so it's not impossible, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that is, alright? Yeah. How much should I trust Gold Derby Award race stats? I'm not exactly sure, sincerely, Ujo. Eli says, a complete unknown is going through a surge, but is it really winning anywhere? Could be vulnerable in cinematography. Again, I choose not to doubt the cinematographer if they were strong enough to get in. Wait, I just realized. Man, hold on a second. This thing is weird. Hold on a second. Need to fix that. All right. Okay, this is editing. Editing. Come on, we're going to get to editing. Oh, there we go. There it is. Editing. Hooray. I have no idea what's winning editing. I have no idea. Nothing makes sense right now. I'm going to go with Amelia Perez because, like, okay, I don't know. I just don't know about Dune Part 2. It's just, like, again, it's a sequel. It's already performing as weak as it is. Is it really going to win film editing? Conclave would be interesting, but if it won if it was winning film editing, then maybe there's a chance it would win Best Picture. Oh. The Substance, I do think there is a chance that it wins the comedy musical, or like the comedy Eddie. There's a chance of that happening. But, however, it hasn't been nominated anywhere else, so I don't know if I can predict that for the Oscar. And so I'm going with Amelia Perez. I'm gonna go with Amelia Perez because it is nominated everywhere. The editing is technically very showy, so but it's really hard to figure out. And I will say this is one of the things I did switch out. What? What's happening? Oh, okay. No, you guys can see that just fine. Seems like everything is just happening. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Like, okay, YouTube live control panel's being weird, but still, all right. Why is Substance so low in the majority? Normally, the Oscars get 3 dramas and 2 comedies and ACE. Also, Anora and Substance makes sense. The reason why I swapped out Anora in favor of Challengers, editors love sports movie editing. They love sports movie editing. All right. They love Ford v Ferrari. They love King Richard. They love I, Tonya. They like their sports movies. And if there's anything that's like really showy with its editing, it's Challengers. Hell, there's even a chance it might win the comedy Eddie. I don't think it'll win the Oscar because it's not in Best Picture. I don't want to predict something that's not in Best Picture. But there is a chance it might actually win the Eddie. Hell, I think even I, Tonya won the Eddie for comedy back then. And also King Richard won the Eddie for drama editing. So it's like, the Eddies, editors love, like, sports editing films. So I'm kind of thinking that gets nominated now. I know it's weird because it's not in Best Picture, and that goes against for a lot of things I've been saying, but I don't know. Like, I think because it's a sports movie, they do like nominating sports films. So that's a change I did make. I'm going to go with Challengers for a nomination, but again, I don't know what's winning, really. It could be Amelia Perez. The Substance would have made sense if it was nominated anywhere else but the Eddies. Again, I still do think it does get the Oscar nomination because you can get nominated off of Lone Eddie. But, however, it's probably not winning. It would have to be a very unprecedented winner for that. All right. And let's see. A Complete Unknown. It did not get an Eddie nomination, so I cannot predict. Like, I know some people are still going to try to predict The Brutalist or A Complete Unknown, but it's like, if it did not get an Eddie nomination, I'm not trusting that. I tried predicting movies that did not get Eddie nominations, and I got bit in the ass. I got bit in the ass hard. Like, I remember last year when I predicted The Zone of Interest for editing. You know, granted, we did not have the Eddie nominations before the Oscars, but had I seen that it didn't get the Eddie nomination in The Zone of Interest, had I known that it wouldn't get that nomination, I would not have predicted it. I would not have predicted it. Go off of the Eddies. The Eddies are your best friends. I was going to say that King Richard, Ford v Ferrari was in Best Picture. Challengers won't be in that category, but neither was I, Tonya. I, Tonya was not in Best Picture, and yet still got into the editing category at the Oscars. So think about that. In fact, if anything, okay, actually not a Complete Unknown, but Challengers is in a little bit of a similar situation to I, Tonya. Because, like, it was also nominated for the Golden Globe Comedy Musical, but then again, also, like, I think I, Tonya got into PGA, but still, it's a sports movie. It won't win the Oscar, but I do think it's going to get nominated. This will be the rare exception where a non-Best Picture nominated film gets into film editing. But again, like I said, I cannot predict A Complete Unknown, September 5, or The Brutalist if they did not get into... if it did not get into the Eddie Awards. Yes, Ryan L. says Wicked did, right? Or am I tripping? No, you're not tripping. Wicked did get into film editing. The problem is, again, I've been saying it's Barbie 2.0. I just don't think it's going to get nominated for film editing. I just don't. I think it deserves it. I think it deserves an editing nomination. But we're already expecting Wicked to not be as strong as Barbie in terms of nominations. So it's like and Barbie didn't even get editing. Let's see. Sincerely, Ujo says, "Am I dumb for not including Dune 2?" You're not dumb, because that could happen. I mean, Dune is weak as it is. Like, there is a chance it might not happen. There is a chance of that happening. But again, it's just hard. Like I said, it's just hard to call. It's just really hard to call that. But yeah. And Civil War, if it got the BAFTA nomination, I'd be like, But no, I'm not really expecting it. Production design. Oh boy. Okay. I do not think Wicked's winning. Right now, it is tied. Wicked is tied with wins with The Brutalist and Nosferatu. So, like, for me, it's a wild choice to Complete Unknown in the number 5. No Ace and no BAFTA. Hell no. Wait, oh yeah, A Complete Unknown didn't get in that BAFTA for editing. That's what I'm saying. I do not think A Complete Unknown's happening. I don't think it's happening. I'm going with The Brutalist to win production design. It's because I've been saying for a while, it is a movie about architecture. It's a movie about architecture. And it's a movie about architecture. So there's and it is in Best Picture. And Nosferatu, I could maybe see a world where they just don't really want to give Wicked production design. And instead they just want to, maybe they give it to like Nosferatu. But Nosferatu's not in Best Picture. But then again, I don't know. They might be just impressed either way. Dune Part 2, I am predicting, but my God, again, because of how weak Dune is as a whole, it could miss. And then Conclave, or like, I caved in. I conclaved in, but like, I caved in because, oh wait, I just realized. Wait, this whole time I didn't realize that hold on a second. My lo-fi music wasn't playing. Oh no! Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Alright, yeah, now we can vibe. Now we can vibe to some music. Alright? It's tough. I'm going to maybe assume Conclave gets nominated. I'm caving in, but like, God. I don't know what's going on. Like, God. Because Gladiator 2 might happen. Whoa. We're seeing some love in the chat. What's happening here? I feel... That would be such a disservice to Wicked and Nathan Crowley. I mean, look, I'd probably give Wicked the nomination for, the win for production design, maybe out of the films I've seen. But again, if Barbie couldn't win here, and yet it was a stronger film than Wicked, ugh. Especially when you have a film that has more strongly tied in narratives to art, to like sets and stuff with The Brutalist. Ugh. Watch out. But honestly, yeah, Gladiator 2, that also, if they just don't want to do Conclave and just don't want to do the contemporary stuff, then alright, sure. But, Gladiator 2. And also, I still want to watch out for Beetlejuice. Now, I will say, the fact that I performed that badly at BAFTA, wow, they did not like that. They did not really care for Beetlejuice that much, which is weird because they longlisted it for like a lot of things. I still think Beetlejuice gets makeup. But, I don't know. Maybe although I will say, if Beetlejuice does get nominated, oh God, again, it could still win. People are going to call me crazy. But, like, look, if there's any, again, like, watch any of my videos where I predict production design. if Beetlejuice gets nominated, there's a good chance of it winning. Like, watch out if Beetlejuice gets nominated. If Beetlejuice doesn't get nominated, then alright, sure. Then yeah, like, obviously, yeah. But like Tim Burton movies break so many stats in production design that Tim Burton himself is his own stat. That's the thing. Now again, Gladiator 2 might happen, but then again, I don't know. It is a very interesting thing. So, oh god, it's really hard to say. But A Complete Unknown, I think that got BAFTA, but I'm not buying it. I'm really not. I don't know if it got BAFTA. Or, I think it got Art Directors Guild, but I am not buying it. It's not that showy in its production design. In fairness, Conclave is basically a period piece anyways. It could be at least set 50 years ago, and the production design and costumes would effectively be the same, lol. I mean, I don't know. Not, again, like, it's still, like, the problem is, like, there's still a lot of things in the production design of Conclave that are still very modern. Like, when you look at the hallway with all these rooms and the key cards and stuff and the way the doors look, it's like, it is very modern, but it's a very, like expensive looking modern. So that is something that Conclave does have going for it. It's a little bit different than most contemporary films. Almost like Parasite in a way. Where Parasite, yeah, it was contemporary, but it was like very, very like modern looking. Maria, I don't think that got the Art Directors Guild nomination, so I have that out. Blitz, I know that got BAFTA. I don't know if it got BAFTA. Maybe it got BAFTA. But I'm not betting on a lone BAFTA nomination. I'm just not. Furiosa, you know, that got into the Art Directors Guild. I would love it if it happened, but it's gotten so much hate throughout this whole award season, or has just not really been nominated for anything. So I'm saying no. Alien Romulus, Substance, Saturday Night. I'm just putting them in there because they got Art Directors Guild nominations, but I'm not expecting them to actually happen here. So yeah. Costume design. Maybe Wicked wins here, but again, it's not as strong as Barbie, so I don't know. But then again, we don't really have a Poor Things. The closest thing we got to a Poor Things is like maybe Nosferatu, but that's not even in Best Picture. But like, oh god, I'd have to see what would happen. Like if, let's say, if BAFTA went for Nosferatu, then it'd be winning costume design at the Oscars. Oh my god. Wait, first, I don't know. The Sistine Chapel was a pre-existing set. They just had to clean it up. Unless it's just a rumor. I don't think... Are you talking about the Sistine Chapel, or are you talking about the Vatican? Because the Vatican is where Conclave takes place. And from what I understand, they were not allowed to film in the Vatican. So they had to, like, rebuild it from, like, the inside and stuff. But, however... let's see. Hold on a second. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's all built. So like, yeah. Costume design. Oh yeah, Wicked, Nosferatu. If Nosferatu wins BAFTA, because Nosferatu could very well actually. Yeah, Nosferatu is definitely winning the period film costume design at the Oscar. No, at the Costume Designers Guild Awards. Nosferatu is definitely winning Costume Designers Guild. So if it won the BAFTA, then Wicked is losing out of costume design. It's going home Oscarless. So, like, watch out. Dune, that's another film. That is another film that could miss. If it, like, there might be a world where it misses costume design as well. But the problem is, I don't see what else would get in. Like Conclave, again, I'm just kind of caving in. I'm like, all right, whatever, maybe. And I'm going with Maria because it did get the Costume Designers Guild Award nominations. Sincerely, Ujo, why are you going with Maria? Well, yeah, it did get the Costume Designers nomination. That makes me think. Because the costumes are very well done in the film. So, like, the fact, hell, if I'm not mistaken, the only two guilds that Maria got into were ASC and CDG. And considering there's not a lot of other options, because I don't think Blitz is getting into costume design at the Oscars. Furiosa is probably not. Complete Unknown, no. Brutalist, no. When you look at the competition just kind of shrinking, I kind of I kind of think Maria might get in. Unless they love Beetlejuice that much and Gladiator makes a rebound, but like there's no reason why Gladiator should have missed at the BAFTAs. That's the problem. Because if Gladiator 2 missed at BAFTA, that's concerning to me. Especially losing out to a film that wasn't even nominated for a Costume Designers Guild Award with Blitz. Beetlejuice, again, if they really love that movie, they could nominate it. They could. Well, we'll have to see about that. But, like, honestly, not, like, it kind of is between the top 7. I just don't see anything else really happening. But I am going to go with Maria, because it is a risk, but it is a guild that it actually got into. I mean, hell, the fact that Joker Folie à Deux, even that didn't get into period costumes at the Costume Designers Guild. And yet Saturday Night and The Book of Clarence did. Like, what? That is... Watch out for Maria, I would say. Watch out for Maria. Makeup and hairstyling. I am that person that's going against Wicked. I do not buy Wicked getting in for makeup and hairstyling. It lacks prosthetics. Other than, like, Cynthia Erivo's ears. That's, like, the one prosthetic thing that is in the movie. I do not buy it. The Oscars will snub non-prosthetic films when no one else did. Like, so I don't buy Wicked. I just do not. And the other thing is, we have not had a year where it's this competitive with prosthetic makeup effects. Like, there's nothing has been this competitive before. So many good options that you could do. So I'm predicting The Substance. Amelia Fraser says, I don't buy it either. I can't understand the Wicked train. I mean, at least when it comes to makeup. Because again, the Oscars will snub, they would rather nominate the most nothing movies imaginable as long as there's some really impressive prosthetics, like Golda. The moment I found out what Golda was, I predicted that film for a makeup and hairstyling nomination and never backed down. I never backed down, and it paid off. It paid off. And I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy I called that. Also, I also called Barbie getting shortlisted out, not getting shortlisted for makeup back in the day. So it's like, okay, and yeah, sure, Wicked did get in, but I still don't buy it. Like, I still don't buy that it's happening. I just do not. So, I am going, and also, I'm going to be so vindicated tomorrow when Emilia Perez gets into makeup. Because I said, the way they did Carla Sofia Gascon's character, like, where they had to put prosthetics on her face, oh my god, like, it is really impressive shit going on. It is really impressive. And people were telling me, oh, that's not going to happen. No way. There's not enough of it. It's like, not enough of it. I mean, the Oscars have nominated less. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, Maleficent Mistress of Evil got in, and most of the big, like, prosthetic effects were, like, done on Warwick Davis's character. So, yeah. Chris says, I still think the Brando movie's getting in. Oh, you are not that crazy. You're not that crazy. Because there is a world where Waltzing with Brando gets in. Again, that's a nothing burger movie. Ryan L. says, what the heck? There's no way. Not only is Cynthia green, but the hairstyling throughout the movie is pretty extensive, in my opinion. Madame Morrible's hair, Elphaba's micro braids, all the Munchkins' hair, etc., etc. Everyone said that exact same thing about Barbie. They're all like, what? But yeah, there's not a lot of prosthetics, but there's so much hairstyling in the movie. There's so much of it. And yet it didn't even get shortlisted. So, like, the hair is not, like, the fact that there's a lot of hairstyling, that doesn't do a lot. And also, yeah, they made Cynthia Erivo green. They also made, there's a lot of characters that can be, there's a lot of characters in movies that are painted a certain color, and yet they don't get in. Again, the prosthetics are what matter here. I feel like the prosthetics are what matters. And yes, yeah, like Wicked still got the BAFTA nomination, but the BAFTA will also nominate more movies in Best Picture in the text than the Oscars will. Because, like, you know, they nominated Napoleon for makeup, and that didn't get in at the Oscars. They nominated Killers of the Flower Moon for makeup, and that didn't get in at the Oscars. They nominated The Favorite for makeup. Actually, no, they gave The Favorite the win for makeup at the BAFTAs, and yet it didn't even get shortlisted at the Oscars. Agreed, but Joker got in. True, but that year was also not as competitive with prosthetics. Like, tell me this. Look at all these prosthetic movies. Substance, Emilia Perez, Beetlejuice, Different Man, Nosferatu, Waltzing with Brando, The Apprentice, Dune Part 2. How, like, when has there been a year this competitive for prosthetic makeup effects in film? Tell me, what was more competitive than this? We have not seen anything like this before. That's the problem. Like with 2019, the Joker got in, but there wasn't really that, like, there was nowhere near as many prosthetic movies as back then, as we do now. I don't know, they rarely give, Fraser says, I don't know, they rarely give Oscars to just the hair, especially if the hair looks realistic. Yeah, although granted, I would not say the hair in Wicked looks realistic, or at least like with someone like Madame Marble. Obviously with, like, you know, Cynthia Erivo's character, that's very realistic, and there's also Ariana Grande, that's very realistic. But there is some goofy stuff going on with the hair, but again, they don't really nominate stuff because of the hair, at least not when there's this much competition. So, like, I just don't think we've had this much extreme competition ever since they expanded the makeup and hairstyling category. That's why I'm thinking, like, we're dealing with a different monster over here. We're dealing with a different monster. Ironically enough, because there's, like, literally, like, 3 movies here that are about monsters. So, yeah. I'm ruling out Wicked out of my 5, but has a lot of positives to get in. Wicked should be a bit higher, even though it may not get in. The problem is, I'm not putting it up higher because the Makeup Guild... No, not the Makeup Guild, but the Makeup branch, they'll pull the most random movie out of their hats if it has enough prosthetics. Like, they'll nominate Coming to America, they'll nominate Pinocchio, they'll go for, or Golda, they'll nominate some weird shit. Again, Waltzing with Brando. They could literally just pull that out of their ass and just nominate it. That could just happen. Let me get a drink first. Yeah, Golda, exactly, Golda. But Wicked Rock Bay says, Wicked feels like Joker or Cruella. Well, I explained why Joker is a little bit of a different scenario, because that's not really, like, they did not really have as many, like, big prosthetic films that year. And with Cruella, I don't think they really did either. I mean, you could argue The Suicide Squad, but also The Suicide Squad was already, like, a sequel to the first, and, like, they're already, like, a lot of it was kind of already been there, done that, hell, I think really the most makeup in the film was, like, the polka dot guy, but that was kind of it, and it wasn't really, like, the most crazy makeup imaginable. And yeah, in the first Suicide Squad, that had, like, way more. Also, Border. Border's another example of a movie that just, like, no one cared about. No one even knew this movie existed. But the prosthetics alone got it in over movies like Black Panther. So I would watch out. Again, we have just not had a prosthetics category this stacked before. Rockbait says, I have your 5, but swapped Beetlejuice for Brando. Oh, I'd still predict Beetlejuice, but God, watch out for Waltzing with Brando. Watch out. If they're doing live-action Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion in Wicked 2, that will get the nom for sure. Well, I mean, if the opening of the Wicked movie is anything to go by, the lion's going to be CGI. He's going to be just a CG lion. Like Aslan style, Lion King remake style. Maleficent as well. Yeah, Maleficent Mistress of Evil, the sequel. Yeah, Maleficent 2. No BAFTA or Guild, but it got the nom. Yep. Substance, a lock for an overall win. I'll say it's winning right now, but oh boy, oh wow, watch out if Emilia Perez wins the BAFTA. If Emilia Perez wins the BAFTA, hold your horses, because, like, it might actually win the Oscar. And that would also help it if it wants to be that big of a Best Picture winner. I refuse to believe Waltzing with Brando will be an Oscar-nominated movie till I see it. Direct-to-video ass movie. I mean, you know, look at Golda. Golda was a movie that no one cared about, and yet that still got nominated. Or Border. Border's another one. Just watch out. If there's any branch of the Academy that will pull a random movie out of a hat that, like, no one has seen and nominate it, it's the makeup branch. This is the one branch that would absolutely do something like that. Eli says, I was going to say swap Beetlejuice for Brando, but got there too late. Yeah, like, I'm not doing that. I don't know if I can do Waltzing with Brando, but oh, at least Golda had some prestige with Helen Mirren. But we're saying that in hindsight, because I remember back in, like, the summer or spring of that year, people were calling me crazy for predicting Golda that early on in the year. People were calling me crazy. All right, they're calling me crazy because, like, they're like, what, Golda? I mean, yeah, like, they're transforming Helen Mirren, but no one's seen that movie. No, you're speaking in hindsight. What was it? Owen. You're speaking in hindsight. People called me crazy because they said no one cared about that movie. After the BAFTA snub, I'm tempted to predict Beetlejuice misses. But I will say, Ryan, the BAFTAs will snub contenders that ultimately get in at the Oscars. Like Society of the Snow and Golda and... what was it? Coming to America, like the sequel. It's like the branch of that branch of the Academy. The BAFTAs will snub supposed frontrunners. Also, they snubbed Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So, no way Emilia Perez will win 7 to 8 awards. Too controversial to get as many awards. You say that. And yet Bohemian Rhapsody won 4. So, like, watch out. Never doubt what they'll do. Never doubt what they're going to do. But yeah, I do want to move on. Visual effects. This is my category. All right. This is my category right here. Woo! All right. Dune is locked to win visual effects unless somehow... the only way I could see, like, Dune not winning visual effects is if Dune gets snubbed out of Best Picture and somehow Wicked gets into the top 5 for visual effects. If that were to happen, I'd be like, watch out for Wicked. But that's only if it gets nominated and if Dune is not in Best Picture. But I'm not going to predict that because I don't want to give myself a heart attack. But still, if there's any 3 locks, it's Dune, Apes, and Better Man. I would not have said Better Man before, but... you know what, guys? I'll take the L. On this. I've technically not seen Better Man yet. But early in the year, I was like, the ape look doesn't even look as good as the one from Umbrella Academy. It's, if you saw that Regent Street, like that rock DJ scene on YouTube, the full one, Jesus Christ. Okay, it was pretty clear that the trailers did not have finished visual effects. And also, I didn't realize how much visual effects were going on. Because, like, good gravy. There's a lot going on in Better Man. Also, Better Man got 4 nominations at VES. 4 nominations in the 2020s? That guarantees you a nomination for visual effects at the Oscars. So, like... Better Man is so nominated, is so in. I do think Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will probably win the Visual Effects Society Awards. I think it'll probably win there. Because they really like the Planet of the Apes movies, and also, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably vote for Planet of the Apes as well. It's an amazing work. New viewer, appreciate your content. Preach you, Nick. I preach. But yeah. I do, let's see, and then there's those last 2 slots. Again, Jesus Christ. This is really really complicated. Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, God. It's really hard to figure it out, you know? It is really hard to figure it out. Because we could see Deadpool... Like, so many things could honestly happen. You know? So many things could actually happen. I'm going with Deadpool and Wolverine and Gladiator 2. Now, here's my reasoning, alright? Here's my reasoning. Now, okay. Well, for one... Hold on a second. Oh, hold on. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, Deadpool and Wolverine did not make any kind of splash at the Visual Effects Society. But Sean Levy's movies typically tend to do that. They actually do that a bit. Like, or at the very least, okay, how do I explain it? It's like, Sean Levy's movies do not really perform that well at the Visual Effects Society. Like, Free Guy didn't really perform that well at VES, and neither did... neither did... what was it called? Real Steel. Real Steel did not get... was not really that strong. Wait, I just realized. Is the... Let me guys know, is the tip link working? Is the tip link working for you guys? If you click the tip link, does it work? Hello, Mr. Hannahcast. Hello, Kieran. Hello. We're in visual effects right now. But let me know if the tip link works. If it actually takes you to the actual site. Still, Deadpool and Wolverine. I think it's gonna, like, Marvel movies tend to get in, and yeah, sure, it's not the most visual effects heavy. Like, it's not really the most visual effects heavy Marvel movie, but honestly, neither was, like, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I mean, it had a lot of visual effects, but it's like, you would think Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness would be stronger. But they kind of went for, you know, the film they kind of liked a little bit more there, was Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Still, I think Deadpool Wolverine is happening. Like, but just very slightly. God, I don't know. And also Gladiator 2, I'll still predict it. It didn't perform that well at VES, but I don't know. It got a couple of nominations at VES, and it got Critics' Choice and BAFTA, so maybe, but I don't know, like, I don't know if I can still, I can't really predict Alien Romulus anymore. I can't really predict that anymore, because it really showed up nowhere. It would have, like, if it got, like, lone Visual Effects Society nomination for Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature, sure. But I can't really do that. Like, it didn't even get that many nominations at VES. So it's like, is it really going to get in there? So it's like, God, I don't know. I would love it if it did. But I don't know if I could predict that. And Twisters and Mufasa, those two movies did get the Visual Effects Society nominations for Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature. They did not get Critics' Choice or BAFTA, though. And also, they weren't even shortlisted at BAFTA. So it's like, but then again, at the same time, one could also argue Godzilla Minus One was also not shortlisted at BAFTA. But, however, one could also make the argument this is a way stronger year for visual effects than last year. Wait, Twisters look like shit, and that's why I'm predicting it not to miss. The effects simply out of spite. I don't think it looked like shit at all. I think the effects in Twisters looked actually amazing. I mean, look up the visual effects breakdowns of that movie. It was impeccable simulation destruction effects. Like, it was really, really impressive work. And Twisters might happen. It might, but again, yeah, Twisters does have good visual effects. That has very good visual effects, actually. Very advanced works. Maybe it was just me. I just remember one shot that it did not look good whatsoever. I'm not sure what shot you're talking about. And even then, I don't think one shot should ruin an entire movie's visual effects, but I don't know what shot you're talking. If you're talking about the, I'm not sure what shot you were talking about. So let me know what shot you were talking about, because like I could probably explain it. Yeah, Twisters did look great. I was impressed by Alien until the digital Ian Holmes show. I don't know, it sort of ruined it for me. Again, now he didn't look amazing, but I would still say everything else about the film looked incredible. Like that, especially that last bit in the film where like the ship is going down into the rings. Like, you have no idea how much of a rendering nightmare that must have been. Oh my god. It was so many shiny particles going around, and they're tiny. The fact that there's like that many of them, like I saw Corridor Crew react to that, and they said that the visual effects people must have like rendered it in like 16K or something, or 14K, which is insane. Do the Oscars like integrated effects like in Dune more than full CGI like Planet of the Apes? I heard that somewhere. Tim Luckner, I would say that's more of a coincidental stat. Really, when it comes to Oscar winners, they just pick whatever their favorite movie is in visual effects. They just pick whatever like, if they'll just pick like a Best Picture contender, and so like what was it? They go for their favorite movie. You know, for example, you look at it when you sort of, for example, last year, Godzilla -1. It was by far the most critically acclaimed film in the category. Because like Visual Effects Society, they'll go with the creator, but that's because they're judging the visual effects on their own merits. The Oscars don't really think like that. Like they don't know anything about visual effects, so they'll just like pick their favorite movie. You know, and then you look at the previous 2 years. Avatar and Dune Part 2, those were nominated for Best Picture, so they won. And then the previous year, what was it? Like, yeah, you had Tenet. That technically won Best Visual Effects, but of the nominees, it was the most likely one to be in Best Picture. And then you can also look at other examples like First Man winning over Avengers Infinity War. That happened because, again, First Man was most likely in Best Picture. 1917 was the most liked movie in that category, and yet it won visual effects despite winning no Visual Effects Society awards at all. So it really is a matter of it's the visual effects category, because like people don't really care about visual effects that much. They'll mostly like the Academy when voting for the winners, the overall Academy will just pick what their favorite movie is, like their favorite movie with visual effects. Eli Siskel says Sean Levy has 2 movies with sole visual effects noms. Real Steel, Free Guy, so Deadpool has a good shot of getting in. I'd agree. Jonathan says, Alien Romulus is a great film. For me, that the best one since Aliens. It would be very sad if the movie didn't show tomorrow. And Dorm Tune says, I think Deadpool and Wolverine might be looked at as a Fox film. It's not, but it has Fox characters in it, which most of them, if not all, which is why it might be suffering. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because like, I mean, look at The Creator. That was a Fox film. And it's under Disney, like that still got in. I don't think that's the way the visual effects branch of the Academy works. But again, who knows what might happen? And also, there is a good. Also, another thing I do want to point out. I do want to point this out. What was it? If you're a Marvel movie and you get into the best sound shortlist, then you're probably also getting the visual effects nomination. The only X-Men film that got in, I think, of that is Days of Future Past. Yeah, that is true. Days of Future Past was the only one to do it. But, however, again, we're dealing with... That's also not MCU. Like, it's Deadpool and Wolverine is such a strange thing. Also, another thing I want to point out, the Academy loves it when visual effects artists direct the... Like the visual effects branch of the Academy. They like it when visual effects artists direct their own movies. They like it. You know, previous examples of this. Godzilla -1, directed by a visual effects artist. The Creator in Rogue One, Gareth Edwards as a visual effects artist. You also have Top Gun Maverick. Joseph Kaczynski was a visual effects artist. And guess who else is a visual... Also, James Cameron was a visual effects artist, so that helps. And guess who else is a visual effects artist? Sean Levy and Michael Gracie. These two are also visual effects artists, and they're directing visual effects films. Do not doubt movies where a visual effects artist is actually directing their own movie. Because these two, like, that branch likes it when directors were previously visual effects artists. Shaquan Jackson says, Christian, do you like having long hair? Not really, but I can't really afford a haircut, sadly. Bowie says, am I crazy for having Better Man missing this? I'm not going to call you crazy, but I will say I'd advise against it. It got 4 nominations of Visual Effects Society, and like, if you get 4 nominations of the Visual Effects Society in the 2020s decade, you're locked in for visual effects at the Oscars. You're locked in. Like, and even beforehand, if you had like 4 nominations, you were looking very good for a nomination. So it's like, I would not, because of how strongly Better Man performed at the Visual Effects Society Awards, I would not doubt it any longer. I would not. But let's see. And also with Wicked, I'm just not buying... Wait. And it's a British film. The Oscars always has that one in that category in the past years. I don't know if that really matters, because like they didn't have a British film during the Avatar, The Way of Water year. They had Avatar, Batman, All Quiet, which is a German film. All Quiet's a German film, not a British film. And they had Black Panther, and I'm trying to remember what else they had. I can't remember. But like, I don't know. I think the British film thing might be a bit of a coincidence. So yeah, I would just... 2023 is the exception. I'm just saying, I don't really think they... Again, you have to think like a visual effects artist here. You can't really think about what... You can't really... you gotta think like a visual effects artist. You can't think of like, oh, what about... Well, there's gotta be a British film here. It's like, they kind of just do their own thing. Like, they kind of just do their own thing, and they kind of just focus on like the visual effects aspect of it. So, and also, but like I said, Wicked... I do not think it's getting nominated. I just do not. The fact that it performed that badly at the Visual Effects Society Awards, there's no way, or maybe not, I shouldn't say no way, but it's very likely not happening in visual effects. And plus, yeah, it did get Critics' Choice and BAFTA, but they will nominate Best Picture films for visual effects way more than the Oscars will. Statistically speaking, this actually is mathematically true. But, God, Wicked. But yeah. It's not, I don't even think it's because it has, like, bad visual effects. It's not because it has bad visual effects. The visual effects in Wicked, I think, are very good. But the problem is that there's not a lot going on with the visual effects. There's not a lot going on with the visual effects in Wicked. Like, most of it is, like, animals, which aren't really the most photoreal we've seen this year, especially when compared to something like Mufasa, or Kingdom Planet of the Apes, or even Better Man, or even Gladiator. And other than that, the only other thing they kind of going for them is like the Land of Oz, or like the Emerald City. But that's more the production design. And I've been saying this. I said this when people were trying to predict Poor Things for visual effects. They said, "Oh, Poor Things is going to get it for visual effects," and I said no, because the visual effects there were visual effects in Poor Things, but it was mainly an extension of its production design, which it won an Oscar for. And same reason why I didn't predict Everything Ever All at Once for visual effects, because the visual effects, yeah, there were visual effects in Everything Ever All at Once, but it was mainly an extension of its editing, which it won an Oscar for. Wicked, a lot of its visual effects are mainly like environments and stuff, which again is a production design thing. Yeah, the Emerald City looks pretty, but that's because a production designer had to design it, and the visual effects artists bring it to life. So I'm not quite buying Wicked for visual effects right now. But yeah, if Civil War got the BAFTA nomination, then I'd probably predict it for the Oscars. But right now, I'd probably say no. Like the fact that it got snubbed, I'm like, not happening. Nope. And then we got Best Sound. Oh boy. Oh, I guess by default I'm going with Dune. But the problem, I was predicting maybe Emilia Perez could win sound and editing. That could be that combo. But it's not gotten nominated anywhere except the Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild. Which again, I still would predict Emilia Perez, because it's literally a musical and it has guns. It's like a sound designer's wet dream. So I'd say Emilia Perez is. I would still predict it for a nomination, honestly. Rip The Substance. Oh yeah, The Substance. If The Substance was in here, it would be winning editing and sound. But Nope, not here. So I guess Dune is like the default. Because, like, Wicked, I don't really see winning sound. A Complete Unknown, I don't see winning sound. I mean, if Amelia Perez wants to just ignore the precursors altogether and win sound out of nowhere, alright, sure, maybe, but I'm not going to bet on that. And then there's the last slot. I'm going with Gladiator. If Alien Romulus at least showed up somewhere in visual effects, then maybe I could still predict it for sound. But man, the fact that Gladiator has just shown up nowhere for this. It's just shown up nowhere. Wait, no, not nowhere. The fact that Alien Romulus has shown up nowhere. I was like, but you know what? I have to go with Gladiator. It's still a safer bet right now. It has the BAFTA. It has the, the Cinema Audio Society nomination, even though it got no nominations at the Motion Picture Sound Editors. That's weird to me. Isn't that weird? The fact that Gladiator did not get any nominations at the Motion Picture Sound Editors? And lone sound nom is very rare. Yeah, that's why I can't really predict Blitz. Like, I think the BAFTAs nominated Blitz, but, like, I don't know if there were a year where, like, they had sound editing and sound mixing, sure. But it's not that right now, so I can't really predict that. That's so weird. And again, I just can't do Alien if it's at least not a sure thing in visual effects. And Deadpool, yeah, it got in, like, it performed very well at Motion Picture Sound Editors and the Cinema Audio Society, but I still can't predict it. I still cannot predict it. It's like, the only two Marvel movies they nominated were the first Iron Man and Black Panther. And Marvel has had some nomination-worthy sound work, like with Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Avengers: Infinity War. Like, they had options, they just didn't go for this one. Joker Folie à Deux. No, I would only predict The Wild Robot if it was like a Best Picture film, and it's not even that, so it's not even happening, so no. Paul says, I'm taking a risk with Blitz because I get the BAFTA over Amelia Perez. But also Blitz was British, so you have to take that into consideration. And the fact that it showed up nowhere in the guilds, guys, let me know, like, other than the Visual Effects Society for supporting visual effects, did Blitz get any other industry nominations? And at least in the guilds, not BAFTA, but the guilds? I don't think it did. Stop underestimating a Complete Unknown. It should be in every category. I'm not underestimating a Complete Unknown. I have it in. What? What? I'm not underestimating a Complete Unknown at all. I literally have it at number 3. If they had bake-offs, Dormtune says, if they have bake-offs this year, Blitz will probably get in because of the 10-minute opening sequence. I don't even know about that, because again, it's like, that would mean it's going for a lone sound nomination, and it has like no, it has no guild support. Oh, Bowie's saying, I think Lum is referring to people in general, not you specifically. Oh, okay, I was about to say that. I was like, what did I do? I have it in. Yeah. Let's see. Shaquan Jackson says, have you seen the movie Wicked or Queer? I've not seen Queer, but I have seen Wicked. Wicked's amazing. But yeah, I guess I do have to just say Dune's winning sound. That just makes the most sense for me right now. Let's see. Original score. I don't know what's winning right now. I know for a fact it's not going to be Challengers. I mean, no. I think it's going to get nominated, but it's not going to win. No. But it's between Amelia Perez, The Brutalist, and Conclave. Like, again, this could help any of their Best Picture chances. Amelia Perez, it's like an original musical, sort of has that going for it. The Brutalist, it has a burr, 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 but I don't know if that's enough. And Conclave has a very strong score. And if it wanted to win Best Picture, that's a good thing to get. Again, I just can't go for Challengers because it's just not in Best Picture, and I just don't want to. And also, it's not going to win. It can't win the BAFTA. And also, I'm also not predicting Challengers to win at Critics' Choice. Funny enough, I'm actually predicting Dune Part 2 to win at Critics' Choice because the Critics' Choice Awards, they kind of like sticking it to the Oscars and giving wins to movies that like either did not get shortlisted at the Oscars or were disqualified. For example, like non-shortlisted films would include like Oppenheimer winning visual effects at the Critics' Choice and Barbie winning makeup at Critics' Choice. And disqualifications, you know, you got Birdman winning score at the Critics' Choice Awards, and then you had Tar winning score. So it's like they do like sticking it to the Oscars when there's disqualifications or snubs in the shortlists. So I'm predicting Dune to win score at Critics' Choice. But I guess we just have to go with what the BAFTA does. And right now, I'll go with Emilia Perez, but again, it's not for sure. Any one of these things could happen. Dorm2 says, the Wild Robot is easy to predict. I think it's because it's a simple animated score, which is the kind of animated score to get in, like How to Train Your Dragon and Encanto. But then why didn't Pinocchio get in? Pinocchio had a very simple score. Like yeah, sure, like, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, one could argue it's very modern, like, like, very, like, rock-oriented and stuff. But, like, what's more traditional than Alexandre Desplat's score for Pinocchio? And yet it still missed out. And not only that, it still missed out, despite the fact that it performed very well with BAFTA long lists. Like, Spider-Man, it got in the long lists for score, visual effects, and animated feature. But, like, Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, it even appeared in, like, adapted screenplay at the BAFTAs. At least in the long list. And the Oscars still stumped it for score. I will still hold true to the idea that Wild Robot is going to get snubbed at the Oscars. They hate animated movies. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. Because Pinocchio wasn't Pixar or DreamWorks. But it's Alexandre Desplat. They love the guy. Like, he's won 2 Oscars. Why would they go for him? So, like, I don't know. Jonathan says Sing Sing is a bold choice, but it could happen, like American Fiction and Da 5 Bloods. That's the thing. If you're in Best Picture, you do have a stronger chance to get into score than if you're not. Like, you know, look at last year's nominees. All of them were in Best Picture except for Indiana Jones, but that's because it was John Williams. Then the year before that, all of them were Best Picture nominees, especially Everything Ever All at Once, which people did not predict for score. They've been prioritizing Best Picture nominees first, and I don't care what anybody says, Wicked is not going to get nominated for score. There is no way Wicked's getting nominated, because if they disqualified Dune for not having an original score, then Wicked's not getting nominated. Yeah, it's technically eligible, but like, I don't think that's happening. I really do not. I'm going with Sing Sing because I have it in Best Picture. And if I have it in Best Picture, like, they do like prioritizing Best Picture nominees in certain categories. Like score. Mainly score and song. So, because they like to prioritize Best Picture nominees, I am going to try to predict Sing Sing. And especially considering we only have 5 contenders in the score shortlist, and one of them I'm just absolutely sure is not happening with Sing Sing. Owen Kerr says, I love Sing Sing, but I can't remember the score. I mean, I don't remember the score for Everything Ever All at Once in American Fiction, and yet they still got in. It's like again, it's in Best Picture, or at least it's on the cusp for Best Picture. I'm predicting it for Best Picture, but it has an inherent advantage over some of these other films. I don't know if Sing Sing is strong enough to get scored because All Quiet and Everything Ever All at Once were top 5. Was American Fiction top 5, though? Was American Fiction top 5? That's my question. So, yeah. I think might have been. I don't know. I don't know if I could say if it was top 5 or not. Maybe not. Got a SAG nominated and 1 adapted. Maybe. Fraser says, I'm taking a huge risk in choosing The Room Next Door. That is a risk, because The Room Next Door has been nominated absolutely nowhere. And, like, it's not even in Best Picture. So not in Best Picture. Just remember, First Man won the Globe score and got snubbed for the nom. Yeah, that is true. So, which is why I'm not that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not going to predict challengers for the win, but it kind of makes the most sense. But I'm also not going to predict Nosferatu for score, because that's 5 nominations for a movie not in Best Picture. 5 nominations? That's way too many. Like, that's getting really, really bold. So, like, I can't really do that with Nosferatu. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it, because, my God, Nosferatu has a really good score. I would not be upset at all if it got nominated. I might nominate it. Black Panther 2, though? I mean, yeah, but Black Panther was also on the cusp for Best Picture, because it got PGA, it got Writers Guild, Angela Bassett was looking to win Supporting Actress at the time, so it didn't get into Best Picture, but it was still a huge contender overall. Nosferatu has not gotten any above the line love, so I just can't say that it's getting a score nomination. I can't expect that film to get 5 nominations. What's the record for the most nominations without Best Picture? Anyone know? I don't know for sure, but like, wait, I think there has been, I'm not exactly sure. I know Dreamgirls got like 8 nominations without a Best Picture nomination. But at the same time, that was also back when they had only 5 nominations for Best Picture. So no, will Dune win something? Well, I did just say it earlier. It was going to win. I'm predicting it to win visual effects and sound. Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, considering Nosferatu is just not in the bubble at all. Considering Nosferatu is just not in the bubble at all for Best Picture, I cannot predict 5 nominations. That's way too many for the film. Way too many. And I'm not expecting The Wild Robot because, again, the Oscars hate animated movies. They hate animated movies. I'm not going to predict that. So, no. No. But yeah, on to song. Whee! This is where we're also, funny enough, the Academy said they're not going to air, like, they're not going to perform any of the songs, which I'm just like, what? The only thing I can really think of is that they're trying to cut down on time. Well, okay, Soul won score 4 years ago, though. True, but also not a lot of the movies like had like big scores that year. It was a very weak field for score, so Soul could have gotten in. And also, again, 4 years is a bit of a long time. Things have kind of changed significantly. Still. Anyways, what was it? Yeah, Bowie, Wakanda Forever got 5 nominations without Best Picture, but again, that was in the bubble for Best Picture. PGA, Writers Guild, and, you know, obviously, it got a lot of SAG love, so, but Nosferatu is just not. But anyways, El Mal from Emilia Perez, I think is gonna get, is gonna win. Mi Camino. But yeah, it's weird that the Academy is not gonna have the songs performed live. I can only assume they're doing that because they're trying to cut down on time. Because like last year, they didn't even present the nominees for Best Picture at the end. It's just like, I'm just gonna open the envelope and in my eyes see Oppenheimer. It was like, what? So I'm going to go with El Mal, Mi Camino, anyways. And The Journey from 688, let's all say it together, Diane Warren, alright? Diane Warren. Diane, like, we don't have to worry, like Diane Warren is about as sure of a song nomination as John Williams is for score. So it's like, there you go. I'm going to Sing Sing, because again, they do like to prioritize some Best Picture nominated films. Like, Wazaje from Killers of the Flower Moon, that got in. What was it? What was that called? This Is a Life from Everything Ever All at Once. That got in. Like, if you're in Best Picture, again, you do have a little bit of an advantage in the music categories. Frank G says, I'm predicting a surprise nom here for Twisters. What I'm surprised over is that they didn't do the Luke Combs song, like, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. Like, they didn't do that song. So, like, yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. So I'm going with Like a Bird. And again, it does play at a very key moment in the film. And if Sing Sing is on this little bit of a rise, and like, ooh. And also, instead of Compress Repress, I'm going with Sick in the Head for Kneecap. Because, I don't know, something like, this is one of those things where I'm just like, this might actually happen. Because, like, well, for one, Kneecap is a contender for international feature, so, hey. But, especially considering how much the BAFTAs love it, and since there's a little bit of overlap between BAFTA and Oscar, like if there was a song category at the BAFTAs, you know for a fact they would nominate this song. They would. But, however, another thing that they really like, or not, I don't know about really like, but it's like, the song is also, like, very, like, rooted into Irish culture and kind of being proud of about them being proud of their Irish culture and how it's not going to be taken away from them. Like, it does have a strong message in there that the Academy might very well like. Although I'm wondering if this might be another reason why they don't air the nominees, because what if Kneecap, or like Sick in the Head, has a lot of cursing in it, especially... El Mal has a lot of cursing in it, and Sick in the Head has a lot of cursing in it. Like, they literally say cunt, so it's like, that's just funny to me. So, like, I think, what if they just pulled, like, the song nominations from the live show, and they're like, there's too many bad words, we don't want them sung. But still, I don't know. But Sick in the Head is very much rooted in the culture that Kneecap celebrates. And that might resonate with some voters. Brandon Gray says, El Mal is not even a song. That scene is all about the movements of Zoe and the camera. El Mal wanting would further show what the joke the song category is. I don't know. I thought it was a very good song. Like, it's not like traditional, like, American songs, but it's like, you gotta keep in mind, like, it's a very unique culture in terms of the music. And so it's like, it's not gonna sound a lot like American songs, but hey. Frank G says, I can't believe Amelia Perez didn't campaign love vaginoplastia. That would be really funny. Just like vaginoplasty, yes! Rhinoplasty, yes! And they just had it all, everyone was just on stage and like, vaginoplasty! Like, that would be really funny if they did that. International films that got the nom RRR, La Vie Da Vinci, and a Diane Warren song, and that's it in the last years. True, but it's also like, actually, well, I mean, like, I don't. There's something about the culture of Kneecap and how. Like, plus, if you also nominate this song, you could nominate the band. Like, so I would watch out for that. Again. You could have Compress Repress, you could have Winter Coat. I probably should have Never Too Late at number 7, if I'm gonna be honest, but I don't know. It's like, even It Never Went Away, even that made a bigger, what was it? American Symphony. Even American Symphony had a bigger splash in award season. Like, it was, even though it didn't get the Oscar nomination for documentary feature, it still showed up. And I think, like, the BAFTAs and PGA, and it was even shortlisted for score. So, I think we kind of figured, okay, American Symphony is going to make some kind of a big splash here, but Never Too Late has not really done anything like that. I don't think it's gotten nominated for anything major. But yeah, there's also Piece by Piece, but however, I don't know. Again, no one cares about that movie. No one cares about Piece by Piece. Harper and Will Go West. Maybe, but again, I don't know. I just don't think the Oscars are going to like Will and Harper that much. Again, celebrity documentaries, so, Kiss the Sky from the White Robot. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Okay, I know it got every precursor, but, like, it's still animated. They don't like animated movies. I'm not buying it. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. So, yeah, I just, no. I'm not buying it. Like, no. I'm just not gonna go for that. Tell Me It's You for Mufasa. No one, I don't think anyone cares about that movie. And Out of Oklahoma. If they had Ain't No Love in Oklahoma, then maybe they could stand a chance, but, Anyways. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Animated feature. Alright, like, we know what's getting nominated here. You guys want to hack? Compare the Satellite Awards nom for Best Songs. They're very insightful for predictions. I would say Will and Harper's a bit of an FU to Trump right-wing politics, etc. So I could see it getting the nomination regardless of the celebrity actor. But at the same time, Hollywood's, I don't know if you know this, like everyone's been kind of caving to Trump. Like out of nowhere, people seem to like him now, which I'm just like, what? Like I think even like Tim Cook, who's never supported Trump, was like at his inauguration. It's like everyone's just bending the knee to Trump, and like Disney's canceling projects or episodes of TV shows that had trans characters. It's like, I don't know. I feel like the exact opposite might be happening in our country right now. Ugh. But let's see. If Will and Harper gets in the documentary, it will win the same way Summer of Soul got in. I don't know. Maybe? But God, I don't know. I don't know if I can, like, again, it's just, if it's nominated, then sure. But the nomination is going to be way harder than the actual win. What? Encanto was nominated in 22, Frozen in 2020. It's normal to see animation in a song category. Chow Papa still got snubbed. And yet that was a very widely acclaimed film. Even people that didn't like the songs of Pinocchio was like said that Chow Papa was very good. And again, they went for the Best Picture nominee, Everything Ever All at Once. Let's see. Look Back is a great little animated movie. I still need to see Look Back, but obviously these are the nominees. There's no, although I will say the winner is really hard to predict. Because you're probably seeing that I have Wallace and Gromit at number 1. Why do I have Wallace and Gromit at number 1? Well, because right now, Flo won the Golden Globe, so it has an advantage over the Wild Robot. But also, do we seriously think Wallace and Gromit is losing the BAFTA? Do we actually, honest to God, believe this? No! No! The BAFTA... You want to know how many BAFTAs the Wallace and Gromit franchise has lost between Curse of the Were-Rabbit and all the other shorts? You want to know how many they've lost? Boop! 0! They've lost 0 BAFTAs! Guys. Like, it's gonna win the BAFTA. And if it wins the BAFTA, it could very well win the Oscar. Because, like, Wild Robot, it's gonna probably win Critics' Choice, and it's probably gonna win the Annie Award, but at the same, and but that was also Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse's trajectory. But man, oh man, it is messy. I think it is going to be either Flo or Wallace and Gromit that wins. Now, if Flo wins the BAFTA, somehow beating Wallace and Gromit, well then yeah, it's absolutely winning the Oscar. But Wallace gets the British votes, Wild Robot gets the American votes, and Flo gets in the middle of these two. But still, we all said that, you know, oh, Spider-Man's still winning the Oscar. Hair. But Boy, like Spider-Man's still going to win the Oscar. And yet, Boy in the Heron ended up winning. That international voting base is really strong. Shouldn't Flo and Wild Robot split the vote since they are very similar as in post-apocalyptic, animal-oriented tunes? I don't think Wild Robot is post-apocalyptic. It's just a forest. But I don't think that would be a reason why they would split votes at all. No, not really. I think that's more coincidental. But, like, again, it's really tough. I'm going to go with Wallace and Gromit off of a chance that it wins the BAFTA and it rides that to the Oscar win. Dormtube said, I just have trouble believing Flo will win because it's probably not winning BAFTA, and then they'll just go with the Wild Robot because it has more precursor support. But again, Wallace and Gromit might win the BAFTA, and if it wins BAFTA, you gotta take that pretty seriously. Do you remember the stat about the anime category that I gave in one of your videos? No, I don't. Despite it feeling so obvious for most voters, it's funny how Inside Out 2 became the villain of this category. Oh yeah, it's so funny how Inside Out 2 is, like, so not winning animated feature. It's just hilarious. Like, it's so not winning. It's, like, literally number 4 to win. That is hilarious to me. So yeah, like, can Flo get an international nomination? We'll get there, Handsome Cap. We will get there. We will get there. But I just, like, yeah, I think choosing who wins is going to be much easier than choosing who gets nominated. Because, like, even when you look at the critics groups, it could not be any more clear what's getting nominated. Since voters let their kids watch the movies, I don't think they can handle Flo, so I'm betting Wild Robot. Okay, I will say, I know what you're talking about. There were some voters that were saying, oh yeah, I just let my kids vote for it. It's also like, I feel like never take the anonymous ballots that seriously, because you're only judging like a handful of people, and obviously whoever's conducting these are gonna choose like the most crazy things that are being said. They're not gonna go for something that's like really tame, or the majority of things that are like really tame. And also, if that were the case, then how did The Boy and the Heron beat out Spider-Man? Like, The Boy and the Heron is literally a PG-13 animated film. There's no reason why if kids were voting, there's no reason why Spider-Man wouldn't have won. So, like, I just don't buy that whole thing. It's like, it's clear that only like a couple of people would say that, and that would like get like a bunch of buzz. So I'm not saying, yeah. I think only one because of the power of the name of genius Miyazaki, and Oscar does not give awards to sequel animations. The exception is Toy Story 3 and 4 Pixar Power. You might be right, but again, we'll have to see what happens over at BAFTA. We'll have to see what happens because again, Wallace and Gromit is like, and also when you look at the reviews, they are like some of the best that Aardman has ever gotten. The reviews for Wallace and Gromit. Like, I think it still holds a 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, which is insane. And again, it's not going to lose the BAFTA, and it's going to it could ride that momentum. I need to see Wallace and Gromit win PGA or Annie to take it seriously. It could happen by just never. I will say this: do not use PGA as a legitimate precursor for animated movies. Like Dorm Tombs. Do not use PGA. Because here's the thing, PGA will always go for the big American movies. They never go for international films to win. Like, you know, look at there's a reason why Boy and the Heron was the first ever international film nominated for animated feature over at the PGA. Like, PGA would rather nominate like the most random like Illumination movie over like any kind of like serious independent or hell, last year they literally nominated the Mario movie over they nominated the fucking Mario movie over Nimona. What? So like I would just say do not take do not take PGA as a legitimate precursor for animated feature, because they're very, very biased against America, like to do like vote for like the most American films. And yes, I do expect, you know, I do expect Wild Robot to take the Annie, but also Spider-Verse took the Annie. That happened. And I don't even know if I could say this is like a Klaus situation, because Klaus did not get nominated for every precursor. Flo and Wallace and Gromit did get nominated for every precursor. So like, it's just like it's a very tricky situation. So PGA is the worst animation precursor. I realize that doing my research in that category. Now that's a precursor that lets their kids vote for the nominees. I don't know that for sure, but again, I know what you're saying. It's like they'd rather nominate the big blockbusters over like any kind of independent film. So yeah, it flows in the independent category of the Annies and will not win the PGA. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but again, like I said, PGA should just not be taken as a serious precursor for animated feature, because they're never gonna vote. They're always gonna vote for like the biggest the biggest American film in the category. Michelle Hamilton, hey, you're here, Michelle Hamilton, yay! You're still so unfair that Klaus lost. I'm not upset that Klaus lost, because I still really like Toy Story 4. I still love that movie. But I mean, honestly, I couldn't lose with either category. You know, I couldn't lose. But yeah, oh God. So I'm gonna go with Wallace and Gromit. But yeah, what is it? Yeah, and there's just no room for anything to get nominated. Yeah, I know some people are really clinging on to Transformers 1, but guys, It ain't happening. If even the Annies hated Transformers 1 that much, like, there's no way. The Annies nominated Kung Fu Panda 4 over Transformers 1. Like, and also, what was it? This Christmas, which wasn't even that acclaimed? There's no chance in hell. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think Transformers 1 got in at PGA. So it has nothing to show for it, which is really kind of I feel bad for the Transformers hype account on Twitter. Like, my God, they love Transformers 1 so much, and it's just not even close to getting nominated. So, yeah. Again, boop 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 boop. And boop boop boop. Just want to put that out there. Put that out there. Boop, boop. But yeah. Have you seen Chicken for Linda or Look Back? Both amazing films for me. Both are much better than Inside Out 2. I have not yet. But, yeah. International feature. Alright. This is where I'm taking a big swing. I am predicting The Seed of the Sacred Fig to get snubbed out of international feature. Because all of these films that I'm predicting here, all of them, I have getting nominated for other categories. Obviously, Emilia Perez is winning Best Picture. I'm still here. I'm predicting Fernanda Torres for a nomination. Kneecap, I'm also predicting for a song nomination. Flow, I'm predicting for an animated feature nomination, and perhaps maybe even there is a chance for a win. And Girl with the Needle, I'm predicting for cinematography. So, with that in mind, See the Sacred Fig doesn't really have a lot going for it. Why would you pick the cinematography nom? Well, Handsome Cap, you're going to have to go back all the way back to where I was talking about cinematography back then. That happened a while ago. Dormtoom said, I'm predicting Grandma Dies for this category because apparently there's a stat every year. The Academy nominates one film with no precursors in this category. Maybe, but I don't know. No one ever gets a cinematography nom without ASC or BSC nom. It did get in at the Spotlight Award at the ASC, so there's that, and it might win. I was saying it is dripping with gorgeous cinematography, and like something makes me think it could happen. So it is in ASC technically. Yeah, and also Never Look Away. Never Look Away had even less precursors than Girl with the Needle. Never Look Back. No, I think it's Never Look Away. Spotlight Award nominees before never get the nom. Well, The Lighthouse did, and Ida did. What else did? I'm trying to think of what else did get nominated. I'm not exactly sure. But still, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm just kind of looking at the cinematography and it's like, I got it. Like, those are the only two. Look, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And those had precursors. But again, Never Look Back, no, Never Look Away also had no precursors. So that's the thing. But still. So I am predicting that See the Sacred Fig maybe gets snubbed out. That is a big risk. That is a big risk that I'm taking. It's not safe. But again, wouldn't it be just weird if like all these movies got like other nominations? Like the fact that I'm predicting extra nominations for all these films, and See the Sacred Fig is the only one that does not have an extra nomination, I'm just like, And if also, See the Sacred Fig has also not been longlisted, has not been shortlisted for a lot of things. Like, even at the BAFTAs, it only got longlisted for international film. That's so strange. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, maybe See the Sacred Fig just gets, like, that crazy snub. Crazy snub. And then there's Universal Language, Vermilio from Ground Zero, all this stuff. I'm not expecting it, but, we'll have to see. And then there's Documentary, where I am predicting a No Other Land snub. I'm not saying I want this to happen. I'm not saying I want it to happen. But, however, it is a frontrunner in Documentary. That is a bad position to be in. Especially where you see how America seems to stand with the opposing side that No Other Land is supporting. I'm not like I don't like the reality of this that No Other Land could get snubbed, and it would look very bad on the Academy, but I don't trust them. Again, No Other Land has too many things going against it right now. Frontrunners always get snubbed, and again, the U.S. is not as kind to, let's say, to like Palestine as much as like places like Britain are. So, ugh. All right, what Mandalorian says, one thing I will say is that I think the documentary branch is probably more open to this type of film, given they long listed the BB files. Maybe that is also an argument, but I don't know. It's still, if it was the whole Academy, maybe, but I think the branch will help it. It's just like, it's just tough. It really is tough. It's just in a couple of big positions that a documentary like this really does not want to be in. Now, God, yeah. It really is tough. So I am going to be predicting Daughters for the win because it's a little bit more agreeable. And it is also nominated for the BAFTA, so it could win there. Christopher Reeve should have won documentary. I cried in the theaters. I really liked Christopher Reeve. I've not seen any of the other films here, so I can't necessarily say that it should win. Actually, no, I did see Will and Harper. I did see that, but still. Sugarcane, maybe. Porcelain War. It is about Ukraine, but I would predict that for the win, even though, granted, it would make the third Ukraine film in a row to win this category. But it's also not as acclaimed as Navalny and 20 Days in Mariupol. I hope you are wrong. Michelle says, I hope you are wrong about the No Other Land, but I also think the lack of distributor could hurt it. Look, I hope I'm wrong. Like, but yeah, that's another thing I just realized. It has 3 things going against it. No distributor. It is a frontrunner in documentary, which you don't want to be, and the U.S. does not really like Palestine that much. Which is, again, three things that are going very much against No Other Land right now. So, that's not great. And I'm going with the Union. I was maybe going to go with soundtrack to a coup d'etat, but I wanted to think outside the box a bit. What did I want to think outside the box? I'm going with the Union because especially now it's going to be considered very relevant. Because, I mean, again, as you see, we're seeing big companies screwing over their workers, especially now since the regulations are being pulled back to basically screw over more employees. So Union might be a good, timely film to nominate. To Kill a Tiger didn't have a distributor, but still got in, if that helps at all. Sure, but also that's like one example. And granted, No Other Land is the perceived frontrunner, but it just has too many things going against it. I think Porcelain War will get in because of the whole Ukraine situation. Yeah, I do think it's going to get in. And I was considering it for the win, but it's just not as acclaimed as some of these other films. It might be seen as too vanilla. Or at least it's not as acclaimed as like Navalny or 20 Days in Mariupol, but I think it's going to get nominated. By the way, Handsome Cap says, by the way, whether or not the films are in contention for the noms tomorrow, which winners would you personally have for each of the top 8 above the line categories for the win if it was your call? The problem is, I haven't seen a lot of these movies. Like, I haven't seen The Brutalist. I have not seen Nickel Boys. I'm trying to think of what... I'll look through some of these after I get through this. I'll look through this. But yeah, BB Files is... I'm not predicting that because that directly criticizes Benjamin Netanyahu. And I just feel like the Academy is not going to be good enough to do that. Whereas No Other Land, from what I understand, is a little bit more agreeable. But again, it still takes the position that America just does not like. Do you think BBD will appear because of the Me Too situation? BBD, what is that? Oh, Black Box Diaries. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about that. I'm not exactly sure. Again, I just feel like there's a lot, like... I don't know, honestly. Anyone want to... Handsome Cap says, does anyone want to gift me a membership? I mean, if anyone wants to do it, you could. Hey, Handsome Cap's asking for it. I can't gift any memberships because I've spent all the free memberships. But how do you gift a membership? You should be able to see it here. the little dollar sign here, and you see membership gifting, and you just click that. If it's not there, then maybe go onto your computer or phone, but it should be. You should see the little dollar sign here, and it should take you there, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm kind of going with this 5. And I'm wondering if I could be right about Union. If I'm right about Union, oh boy, boop, boop, boop. And in case anyone's wondering what I'm going to do with the short films, I'm just going to copy what the Oscar expert did. I'm just going to copy what he's predicting because I know nothing about the shorts, but maybe he'll give me some insight. Or I mean, I don't know about giving me insight. It's like literally in his video. I'll just look at whatever he's doing. Everyone's name is Green, and I feel left out. I'm trying to think. Like Alphabet from Wicked. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a joke, but that joke just died. Man, you're risking so much that a few of you are gonna get it. I mean, look, I am taking a lot of risks, but you know what? I like taking risks. I like taking risks here, and it's not like I'm betting money. So, Copy Matthew Downs from Fantasy Film Ball. He researched the shorts category and watched all the shortlist nominees. How often does he get them right, though? How often does he get them right? I want to know that. How often does he... Oscar experts are terrible with personally predicting, even if they are accurate for assessing the race is at. I don't know. I mean, I think he's better. He's probably better at predicting the shorts than I am. He went 4 and 5 in one of them last year. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But yeah, I guess we could go through like what I would vote for in some of these categories. But again, knowing I have not seen a complete unknown. I just realized I have not seen a complete unknown. So I've not seen The Brutalist, I've not seen a complete unknown, and I've not seen Nickel Boys. So take that for what you will. Out of what I'm predicting in Best Picture, I would predict out of the things I'm predicting in Best Picture, I would choose Dune Part 2 to win, which I know is crazy because I'm like the big Sing Sing guy. But if it were me, okay, actually, they do like a preferential ballot type thing. I would do Dune, Sing Sing, Wicked, The Substance, Conclave, or no, Dune, Sing Sing, maybe Conclave, Wicked, The Substance, Amelia Perez, and Anora. I like to complete Unknown. I recommend it, and I don't really care for any of the music biopics that got in the last few years. I do want to see it. I just don't have any money to see it. I'm already trying to get rent. I'm already trying to find a way to get rent money because I'm still trying to find a new job, but it is hard. The job market is like so bad here. I literally got a call today from a place I applied to and said, we're going with someone else. Bye. And it's like, damn it. So that's why I'm really trying to get the streaming thing working, because I'm just like, you know what? Maybe if I stream more, maybe I can make some money. Who knows? But yeah, that's how I would rank my Best Picture predictions. Director, out of the people that I'm predicting here, it is tough because... Oh, wait. Okay, the only one I haven't seen here is The Brutalist. So if I were to vote for someone here, I would vote for Coralie Farge in The Substance. Again, assuming this is the top 5 that gets nominated. Lead actress... Oh, maybe... Okay. Oh, wow. I'm still here. I've not seen The Last Showgirl, so take this with a grain of salt. But of the ones I'm predicting, I would vote for Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez. Lead actor, I've not seen Queer, and I've not seen A Complete Unknown, so that makes it tough. But I guess between these 5, I'd go for Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. Supporting actress, I've not seen The Brutalist or The Last Showgirl, so again, that makes it really hard to call. I guess maybe Ariana Grande for Wicked. I thought like her performance was like very funny, but also like kind of there's like a few layers in the comedy, which I really liked. Supporting actor, I've not seen The Brutalist or A Complete Unknown, so I can't say for sure. I would vote for Clarence Macklin amongst these nominees, probably. Original screenplay, I have not finished All We Imagine Is Light, and I have not seen The Brutalist, so take that one for what you will. But of the ones I have seen, I would vote for The Substance. Adapted screenplay, okay, I've not seen Nickel Boys or A Complete Unknown, so take this with a grain of salt. Probably Conclave would be my vote. Probably, yeah. Cinematography, of the ones I'm seeing here, okay, wait. I've not seen The Brutalist, Complete Unknown, or The Girl. So it's literally just between Maria and Nosferatu. Jesus Christ. I guess I'd maybe go for... maybe Nosferatu? Maybe? Film editing. I have seen all these movies, actually. I have seen all these movies, and I would go with The Substance. The Substance would be my pick for film editing amongst these 5. Production design. Have not seen The Brutalist, so if I'm going off of these, I'd go for maybe Wicked in production design. I'd probably vote for Wicked. Costume design. I have seen all these movies, so I'd probably also go for Wicked here. I'd probably also go for Wicked. Makeup and hairstyling, amongst these nominees, I would go for The Substance. So, yeah, I'll go for The Substance right there. Visual effects, I would actually go for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like, watch the Corridor Crew episode on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It is insane the amount of memory that they had to have for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like there's a scene where where an orangutan's in water and like there's like it's like dripping down his fur. It's like it's insane work. So I would go for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Like it is unbelievably well done. I have not seen Better Man, but I have seen the Regent Street scene. It's if the effects are like that, then it's very impressive. But I'd still go for Kingdom Planet of the Apes. Sound, there's no Substance, so I can't go for it there. So I guess I'll probably go with Dune Part 2. I guess. Original score. This is interesting. Okay, let's see. The score is not a very great category this year. If I'm going to be honest. I guess maybe I'd go for Conclave, probably. So, yeah. Original song. I have listened to all these songs. Right now, I would actually go for El Mal from Emilia Perez. That'd probably be my pick, probably. Animated feature. I have seen all of these. So, I'd probably vote for maybe Flow. Maybe Flow would be my pick to win. Maybe. Either that or Wallace and Gromit, but I'm kind of feeling Flow right now. International feature, I've only seen Kneecap, Flow, and Emilia Perez. But if I had to pick from these, I'd probably say Flow. Documentary feature, I've seen none of these. Except, yeah, I've seen none of these. And yeah. Alright, yeah, so those would be who I would pick to win. Dude didn't pick Diane Warren. I'm sorry I didn't pick Diane Warren. I'm sorry. But yeah. Now that we've talked about predictions and stuff, let's hear your guys' thoughts. Let's talk a little bit more about where award season's going this year. What are you guys' thoughts? Like, where do you guys like hoping could maybe happen at the Oscars tomorrow? Huh? Let's see. Oh, are you doing a live reaction in the morning? No, it's not going to be live, but I will record it, and I will try to get that up as fast as possible. Fraser says, I want Alien to get production design. I would love it. I would love it if that happened. Hope Challengers gets more noms. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Michelle Hamilton says Sing Sing doesn't get shut out. I would... Sing Sing better get in. It better get in. Oh, my God. But I will say, if Clarence Macklin gets into supporting actor... Oh boy, if he gets into supporting actor, we're gold. We are gold because at that point, Sing Sing has just gotten Best Picture. If Clarence Macklin gets into supporting actor, then we're good. We're good. I don't have to worry about a thing. Handsome Cap says, Edward Norton is winning the Oscar if he wins. SAG, everyone thinks he's going to be Timmy, but Eddie has 4 noms, overdue for 28 years, should have won for Primal Fear, multiple Best Picture nominated films. That would be crazy. That would be insane if that happened. Oh my god. I need to see a little bit more evidence of that, though. I also want Coleman Domingo to upset for Best Actor over Brody. Oh, are you talking about wins or nominations? But because I think there is a chance Coleman Domingo could win lead actor over Brody. He could win SAG. I mean, yeah, SAG didn't like Sing Sing overall, but it's like, my god, like, it could be like a consolation. He could be like a consolation prize, so yeah, it wins. Everyone thinks that SAG will give it to Timmy, but people will want the film to get an award, and Kieran would get old real quick. Maybe, but I just feel like Timmy would win the Oscar because that just kind of makes the most sense to me. He would probably win SAG. Let's see how things are going over in the old YouTube studio, you know? Okay, yeah. Alright. Alright. Let's see. What are we doing? We'll have to see. Brody won because he was in a Holocaust film? I don't know. I think people were just really liking The Pianist overall. I mean, which is crazy because, like, Adrian Brody didn't win a single precursor before he won the Oscar, which is crazy. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. And like I said, guys, I do want to let you know. Like I said, I have tips up here, or at least if you look at the pinned chat right here, the pinned chat, you'll see that the Stream Elements tip page is open. It basically works like Ko-Fi, basically. Or if you want to be or if you want to become a member, you can become a member right here. So yeah, that'd be really cool. With the IA controversial, I do think the AI controversy, I do think Chalamet will get that Oscar. I will say, I don't think the AI is going to affect that much, especially given what they said about the AI. It wasn't as, because apparently a little bit of it was around rumors. Like, for one, apparently there was no AI used in the production design at all. So it's like there's a little bit. I don't know. I don't think the AI thing is going to be that big of it for them. But yeah, we'll have to see about that. But yeah, let's see. Chase says, for those who saw Complete Unknown, does Timmy have any crying scenes? I don't think he does. I mean, from what I've heard, but at the same time, the fact that A Complete Unknown is this strong as is, it's like, especially given how it way overperformed at SAG, it's like, I think when you compare how much they hated The Brutalist over at SAG and how much they loved A Complete Unknown, I'd say Timmy's winning that SAG award. Oh, okay. Michelle Hamilton says, I tried to gift a membership, but they said I can't from a mobile phone, must use a desktop. Oh yeah, if you're able to get to a desktop, yeah, that probably makes sense. I'm on a desktop right now, I guess, obviously. But then again, I've heard some people say that, you know, that when it comes to membership gifting, at first it doesn't work for mobile, but then it does, because, like, it's, then again, I don't know how it is. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, I'm really wondering. That's why I'm kind of like, because of how much SAG hated The Brutalist and how much they loved A Complete Unknown. Yeah, and also, like, even A Complete Unknown getting in the BAFTA 5. Jesus Christ, my God. Who was the last winner who didn't make you feel emotions for the Oscar for Best Actor? would Joaquin Phoenix in Joker count? Because he doesn't really make you feel emotions. It's just a very impressive performance. I guess also Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour didn't really make you feel emotions. Again, it's just more of a very impressive performance. That being, Handsome Cap says, that being said, Barbaro stands out, but Norton is actually pretty good. It reminded me of Hanks in Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Yeah, I do think he's solid. I do think he is solidly in. I do think he is solidly in there. So we'll have to see. Nice Game says, I want to know who was the last Golden Globe winner who got snubbed at the Oscars. In terms of acting, ooh. Well, I mean, it is also interesting because, like, you also have, like, the comedy musical categories or something like that. And, though, like, for example, I don't think, like, for, you know, you like, for example, like a couple years ago, it was, or I don't know if a couple years ago, but it's like, it's different. It's interesting if you're talking about, like, either the Golden Globe Drama or Golden Globe Comedy Award. So it's a little bit like hit or miss there. So what if Emilia Perez only got 5 noms tomorrow? Oh god, if it only got 5 nominations, it's not winning Best Picture because they hate that movie. In drama, Winslet, but she was a double winner. Yeah, that's also true. Like, Kate Winslet won the Golden Globe for drama, but she got into the Oscars for a different movie, so it's like, it's a bit of an asterisk right there. So yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen and Borat 2. Yeah, that is true. And plus all the because like all the Oscar contenders for Best Actor were in drama. So that is interesting. It is interesting. Before that, in the 80s, Jonatas, I would also say Jim Carrey won the Golden Globe for drama for The Truman Show, and he got subbed for the Oscar. So there was also that. Oh yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson snubbed for Best Supporting Actor for his co-star Michael Shannon. That is true. That is true. Foster for the Mauritanian and the woman who won for I Care a Lot for... Yeah, it was Rosamund Pike for I Care a Lot. Yeah, yeah. But the reader won the Globe for supporting anyway. Yeah, that is also true. I'm talking about actress in this case. Oh, actress? Okay, yeah. They did Jim Carrey wrong. Yeah, like, Jim Carrey really should have multiple Oscar nominations by now, but he just hasn't for some reason. He just, like, I don't know what it is. I really do wonder if there is a world out there where, like, eventually Jim Carrey just finds the right project and, like, they could give him, like, an overdue, like, a nomination. Because, like, at this point, he'd probably be considered a Hollywood legend at this point. But, again, I don't know. But also, like, the only movies he seems to be doing nowadays are the Sonic movies. Yeah, Jim was subbed for Eternal Sunshine. He was subbed for Eternal Sunshine. He was subbed for The Truman Show. He was subbed for Man on the Moon. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd also give him a nomination for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Because by God, like, that is, like, his most physically demanding performance he's ever given. Like, Jesus Christ. So wait, they're not doing song performances this year. Yeah, the Oscars are not doing song performances. I'm assuming it's because they don't want the show to go over 3 hours, and if they want to present all the categories, then, like, yeah. But also, they're also bringing back the whole thing they did last year where they brought in previous Oscar winners to present the nominees in the acting categories. And that was a bit of a mixed bag for me, because, like, yeah, it is kind of cool, but at the same time, you also have a couple of other caveats. One, they didn't fucking show clips, which I hate this. Like, Oscars, you better damn well show some clips this year, because the audience wants clips. We want to see the actual performance. But also, it was, like, sometimes it was kind of cool. Like, you saw Jamie Lee Curtis talking with, talking to Jodie Foster because they're friends. That makes a lot of sense. But then you had, like, Brendan Fraser talking to Jeffrey Wright, and you could tell these two have never met before, and he's so clearly reading off of a teleprompter. And then so it's like, when they have a personal connection to a nominee, it's really cool, but when they don't, it's really awkward. Or at the very least, like, I don't know if, like, Paul Giamatti and Nicolas Cage have talked to one another, but, like, at least Nicolas Cage made it funny, and, like, they kind of bounce off of each other, so I kind of like that. What the hottest in Whoville? What? Are they doing a Grinch sequel before? No, I don't know why. Okay, yeah, Shay. I don't think they would ever do a sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, I think Jim Carrey was asked if he would do a sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and he said if they did it with CGI, sure. But also, I just don't know what you would do with a Grinch sequel. It's like there's nowhere to go. He became good. Like, yay! Okay, but like it's all like I don't know what they would do at that point. And plus, like, part of the appeal was the fact that it was all makeup, so, like, him just being, like, a CG Grinch, it's like, eh. Also, no actors talking about other actors. It makes the non-acting awards seem even less. More clips for the Oscars. I don't know, I guess my thing is just, like, I just want to see, I want to see clips. I don't want to see awkward, like, again, like, I don't know why they have to, like, condense it to just people who have been previous Oscar winners, because, like, again, when you talk, Brendan Fraser just looked like he had no idea what he was doing talking to Jeffrey Wright, because, yeah, no more sequels, please. I mean, I don't mind sequels in principle, but it's just like, you have to, I need a good excuse for a sequel, and so, I just don't really see one for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's like, so it's like, I don't know what you would do with that. Also, if it all takes place in a snowflake, then I mean, they're long dead by now because, you know, snowflakes, like, they're probably all melted by now, right? Those snowflakes, those wimpy little snowflakes. But yeah. Wicked isn't a phenomenon. It had an aggressive marketing budget, a more aggressive marketing budget than Deadpool and Wolverine, yet didn't even make half of Deadpool and Wolverine. Even Dune had made more money. This gaslighting was real by the Wicked fans. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Wicked. I think Wicked's fantastic, but it's not Barbie. It's not Barbie. It's not doing anywhere near as well as Barbie did. Do you know a film that deserves more attention this season? Juror number 2. Clint still got it. What I'm after. Yeah, Juror number 2 was fantastic. I guarantee you, if Warner Brothers actually gave a shit about that film, Juror number 2 would have been, like, a lock for a Best Picture nomination. Cause, like, it's like Clint Eastwood's most acclaimed film since, what was it called? Letters from Iwo Jima. Or letters to, yeah, so it's like, people really like that movie, so it's like, yeah, Warner Bros. Just completely fucked the campaign for that film. Oh my god. We've only had one televised, Shay says, we only have one televised show. Do you think the Globes made more of a difference this year? I don't know, maybe not, I don't know, really. Fraser says, I did a lot of the nominees in contention are sort of new to the industry. I feel like having a legend talk about them seems awkward. Again, I don't know. Handsome Cap says, Gran Torino was in 2008. I would still argue Juror number 2 had more claim to it than Gran Torino did. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of like, yeah, I just feel like Juror number 2 is more acclaimed than Gran Torino. If it actually had a stellar marketing campaign, then Juror number 2 would have gotten into Best Picture. Handsome Cap says, I can't wait for Pamela to take Cynthia Erivo's spot. Oh, that's kind of what I'm predicting. I am predicting Pamela Anderson to get in over. Yeah, Shay says, are you live streaming the Critics' Choice Awards? I can't. I don't want to like stream reacting to awards anymore because I tried doing that with the Oscars, but I got copyright stricken, and I got all the footage, and like luckily they took the strike off. But oh my god, oh that was scary. I thought I lost all my Oscars footage, so I'm not doing any more live reactions to awards shows. So I'll probably just do like, you know, recaps, regardless whether it's like pre-game shows or post-game shows. Maybe I could try to do some post-game shows. What about that? What do you want me? You guys want me to do some post-game shows? Handsome Cap says, imagine Jamie Lee Curtis wins the second Oscar. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. And I'm wondering, do you guys want me to start doing more weekly streams? Like I could do like one stream a week, or maybe even a couple of streams a week. And because like I am currently doing, you know, members only streams, but maybe I could do more streams on this channel as well. Maybe, let me know. Gran Torino had no shot at the Oscars. The last one was American Sniper. Ooh. Yeah. I just do think Juror number 2 would have gotten into Best Picture if there was actually, like, a legit mark, like, if it was actually released. If it was actually released, then, yeah. Also, maybe tomorrow I can do a post, like what was it, talking, I could do a video or a stream where I just talk about the Oscar nominations. Maybe I could do that as well. So yeah, I want to try that, maybe. Because I do want to try to stream a little bit more to see if, like, you know, again, if I can get more, if I can attain more memberships and hopefully tip donations and stuff. I'm wondering, would you, like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of what I'm thinking right now, yeah. What if it were Rami Malek, he wouldn't have stolen Bradley's Oscar? I hate to tell you this, but I don't think Bradley Cooper was number 2. I think Christian Bale was number 2. I think he would have won if there was no, if there was no Rami Malek. So yeah. He would stop being thirsty. Oh my god. You see, I thought Viggo Mortensen was the best out of the nominees. Viggo Mortensen was very good, but man, I probably would have voted for Christian Bale, to be honest. I really loved Christian Bale in Vice. Like, especially around the end. He was, like, really creepy around the end. Like, ugh. He was really, really good in that film. Really good. Hands Up Cap says, even though Ethan Hawke should have won 2018's Oscar, I actually wouldn't have given him the win. I probably actually wouldn't have given him the win, to be honest. Fraser says, I agree. It took me so long to realize it was Christian Bale. Yeah, that is true. Oopsies. Whoop. Maybe I could move this. Boop. Yeah, I can move that over there. Yeah. Just so it looks right when I'm... Yeah. Let's see. Justice for Ethan. Christian Bale should have won his first Oscar for American Psycho. That came out in 2000, right? And that was when Russell Crowe won for Gladiator. Yeah, I'd probably give the Oscar to Christian Bale over Russell Crowe. Yeah, probably. When was that? Was that when Michael Keaton lost? No, 2014 was when Michael Keaton lost. He lost to Eddie Redmayne, and I'll say this, I thought Eddie Redmayne deserved the Oscar over Michael Keaton. I thought Eddie Redmayne was actually perfect in The Theory of Everything. I thought he was perfect. So, yeah, like, he would have been my pick, and that's one of the best lead actor wins I've ever seen. Team Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler. I was just really, really impressed by what Eddie Redmayne did for The Theory of Everything. Like, my god, there's genuinely nothing he could have done that would have been, that would have made the performance any better. Like, it was just a perfect performance. What was your favorite Oscars year and least favorite? Well, I've only been watching the Oscars since the King's Speech year, but at the same time, like, I've only really cared about the Oscars, like, like, somewhat recently, maybe around, like, I've only really started predicting the Oscars for, like, the last couple of years, so, yeah. How Rosamund Pike, Handsome Cap says, Rosamund Pike lost the Oscar, I can never understand. I've not seen Still Alice, so I can't say. Although, King's Speech was a horrible winner, bad year to start. Oh, guys. Another hot take. Beep, beep. Another hot take. Or like, ouch. fiery hot take. I don't mind The King's Speech winning Best Picture. Like, I would have probably gone with The Social Network over it, but also I would have given the award overall to Inception. But I'm not gonna lie, I mean, King's Speech was really fucking good. I really loved The King's Speech. Social Network is a masterpiece. King's Speech is just Oscar bait. I mean, but Oscar bait's not a bad thing. I mean, like, in some respects, like, you know, The Social Network is still Oscar bait. Maybe not classic Oscar bait, but but still. But yeah, I really love The King's Speech. I love The King's Speech. I do not mind that film winning Best Picture. So, yeah. But yeah, even then I would have gone for Inception overall, because Inception is like, that's like an all, but it was basic. I didn't think The King's Speech was basic. I thought it was a very well written, very charming film. I thought, and you know, especially with me, like I definitely relate to the whole stuttering aspect of the film. So it's like, damn it, that's kind of me. Colin Firth was better in A Single Man, and Jeff Bridges was better in True Grit. You cannot change my mind. I mean, hey, I tend to disagree. Also, Jeff Bridges really should not have been nominated for Best Lead Actor. He should have been nominated for Supporting Actor. In fact, the whole category thing with True Grit was insane. Because, like, Jeff Bridges got Lead Actor despite the fact that he was a supporting role, and Haley Steinfeld got into Supporting Actress despite the fact that she was the lead of the film? What? That was just, like, category fraud. Yeah, it was Haley's movie. Like, I genuinely don't understand how anyone could watch that movie and see that she's not clearly the lead of that film. But I thought Colin Firth was fantastic. Like, his mannerisms, the emotions, like, I thought he was very, very strong in the film. And Jeffrey Rush. Oh my god. I've not seen The Fighter, so I can't really say, but my god, Jeffrey Rush was so good in The King's Speech, my god. But yeah, I really love The King's Speech, so, ooh. Justice for Jacob Tremblay. I've also not seen Room. Oopsies. Yeah, once award season is over, I'm going to try to see more Best Picture nominated films. So, yeah. Because eventually I want to do a video where I eventually want to do a video where I rank every Best Picture nominated film in a tier list. Although if I were to do that, it would take a very long time. So, yeah, I need to try to, I want to try to one day work up to that. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. Fassbender for Steve Jobs, but Tremblay was better Larson. Oh, here comes another hot take. Beep, beep. Another, ouch. Scorching hot take. All right. I love Steve Jobs. I think it was a fantastic film. It's perfect in almost every way. Except I thought Michael Fassbender was miscast. I did not once buy him as Steve Jobs. Like, oof, ouch, hot take, I know, ow, ooey, ow. But yeah, I just did not buy Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs, not once. It's like, really, this guy as Steve Jobs? Like, what? And I hate saying this, I mean, especially because I think the guy's kind of cringe nowadays, but it's like, I thought in terms of casting choices, Ashton Kutcher was a better casting choice for Steve Jobs in the Jobs movie. Again, I do feel like the movie Steve Jobs, like the one written by Aaron Sorkin, that is a fantastic film. Amazing screenplay. Great performances almost all around. And especially really clever cinematography. The one weak link I thought was Michael Fassbender. I just thought he was very miscast. And also, another hot take, I would have given the Oscar to Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant. Ooh, scorching hot take. Ow, ooh, I'm on coals right now. Ooh, ouch, ouchie, ouchie. Oh, well, Fraser says that they didn't see him as Steve Jobs either. Ooh. Could Selena make it in? Ooh. She could. If she got in, oh my god, then yeah, like, Emilia Perez would be very, very, very powerful as a film. Very powerful, I would say. Oh, they nominated the wrong child actress for the year, of Whale Rider. It should have been Evan Rachel Wood for 13. Revenant, hell no, that was Tom Hardy's movie. Sorry, Stallone. Yeah, especially nowadays, I'm not really salty anymore about Sylvester Stallone winning supporting actor for Creed. I mean, look, he was great in the movie, but like, in hindsight, especially when you see what when you see who he's been supporting nowadays, I'm like, you know what? I don't really feel bad that he lost anymore. But yeah, Tom Hardy. Oh yeah, Tom Hardy was great. He was fantastic in The Revenant. Oh my god. Oh. DiCaprio won because he was overdue. It was a very weak year. He should have won for The Wolf of Wall Street, but the Oscar loves to give this weight thing. I didn't think it was because he was... I thought that was arguably his best performance. And for me, his best performance is either The Revenant or Django Unchained. But I thought he did an incredibly great job in The Revenant. And I don't think it was a weak category at all. It's like, I thought there was a lot of people that... Hell, there was a lot of people that they snubbed that you could have seen getting nominations. It's like, I thought it was a very strong year. It's like, so I would have given Leonardo DiCaprio the Oscar. And also, I wouldn't have given him the Oscar for The Wolf of Wall Street either. I think Matthew McConaughey probably deserved it for Dallas Buyers Club, again, at the time, so... That's kind of my thing. Oscars hate on younger actors. Yeah, I do feel like they don't really nominate as many younger actors as they could. Like, I feel like Dominic Sessa should have been nominated for The Holdovers, but oh well. I thought he was good in The Aviator, and no one seems to like that one. I love The Aviator. I thought, or at least I really like The Aviator. I thought he was very good, although it is kind of hard to go against Jamie Foxx and Ray. Like, my God. Like, Jamie Foxx kind of nailed Ray Charles right there. Matthew McConaughey won for the wrong movie. I don't know. I disagree. I thought his performance in Dallas Buyers Club was really phenomenal. Also, I would say I would have Chiwetel Ejiofor also above Leonardo DiCaprio. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a good, yeah. Yeah, I like Ray. I feel like Ray is a bit too long. If they cut like 20 minutes of that film, it probably would have been perfect. But yeah. Also, I did see all the Best Picture nominees of 2004. So yeah, I like him in the. Michelle says I like him in The Aviator, but the film was overall sort of blah. I am sad to say that as a Scorsese fan, I really like The Aviator. Although again, I would also say it's a bit too long. I still can't believe Leto has an Oscar. I mean, I thought Jared Leto probably deserved it for Dallas Buyers Club. Again, hot take. Ouch, ow. Spicy hot take, but I thought Jared Leto was pretty fantastic in Dallas Buyers Club. You know, like I thought he did deliver a really, really good performance. I feel like people just started hating, like because of the whole Joker thing, but it's like. I don't want to erase the good work that came before. So it's like, Blanchett's Aviator win was one of her weakest performances, but she deserved the Oscar because the nominees were so weak. Portman and Closer, Linney and Kingsley. Yeah, no. Yeah, I haven't seen all the nominees in supporting actress that year. so I can't really speak. So I can't really speak to that. But although I think like didn't Virginia Madsen also get nominated? Ugh. Didn't Virginia Madsen also get nominated for Sideways? Because Sideways, like, I was, if that's the case, I'm shocked that she got a nomination for Sideways. Because, like, Virginia Madsen didn't really do anything in that movie. I was like, really? Ugh. So yeah, that was very, that was very strange. Marty is really making films too long in the 2010s and beyond. Irishman and The Killers of the Flower Moon did not need to be so long. I thought they were fine. I thought the lengths were fine, especially with The Irishman. Like, The Irishman kind of did feel like you were like going through a lifetime, and so by the time you get to the end, it feels all so empty. And it's like, I feel like that could only have been achieved through the long runtime. So I was fine with that. I value more performance. Jonata says, I value more performances that don't need to lose or gain weight. Performances that don't need to imitate. I am a sucker for the big transformative performances. I do like it when actors try to become someone else through like makeup or body transformations. Like, it is very impressive to me because like it's like I could never do that. Like, that's like really, really cool. So I am a sucker for those kind of performances. What's your most anticipated movie of 2025? Ooh, Superman. Superman. I am so excited for Superman, you have no idea. I am so excited for I am so excited for the DC to come back because, oh my god, like, I've been really excited for James Gunn's DC universe. And I really liked Creature Commandos. And, you know, I'm just really excited. I'm really, really excited for Superman. That is my most anticipated movie of the year. So, yeah. Michelle says, I am sort of scared of Bridget Jones 4. The first one is one of my favorite comfort films. I've not seen a single Bridget Jones movie. Although, the fact that they made this many, it's like, really? Like, they made this many movies on Bridget Jones? For me, it's easy to deceive. Of course, it is hard, and has value. But I prefer other types of performances. I don't know if it's easy to deceive because like trying to like do a completely different voice and trying to become a completely different person, I would argue that is really, really hard. Like, it is really hard. Like, you know, for example, you know, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but what you see, for example, you know, with what they did with like Bill Skarsgård and Nosferatu, what he did with his performance, it is unlike anything I've ever seen from him. Like, my God. Like, I would nominate Bill Skarsgård for supporting actor for Nosferatu. Like, it is insane what he did. The book had sequels. Yeah, I figured. You know what's funny? If Saldana wins the Oscar historically, she'll be known as the most successful film actress career ever is wild. Biggest box office actress was with 4 out of the 6 $2 billion films and an Oscar. Yeah, that would be very impressive. Although, to be fair, she did not really have a big role in what was it? She didn't really have a big role in Avengers Endgame. Actually, wait. Yeah, she didn't have a really big role. And also with Avengers Infinity War, she had, like, probably the most screen time out of any, like, actress in the movie. But also, it was a huge ensemble piece where, like, not really anybody had a lot of screen time, so... Wait, what? You never saw Bridget Jones' Diary? It's one of Hugh Grant's better performances. Yeah, I've never seen Bridget Jones' Diary. I've just been trying to catch up with a bunch of other movies, and Bridget Jones' Diary is not really, like, one of the ones that's, like, on my high priority. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens at the Oscar. Wait. But yeah. Let's see. Oh god, 3.5 hours. Man, this is a really strong stream. Ooh. Oh, anyone was wait. But Nosferatu is not really a person, isn't it? The actor has some freedom to modify. The Werner Herzog's Nosferatu in the classic of 22 is different, and that's fine because no one will complain. I mean, still, it's like, I feel like when you're trying to, even like imitating someone, that is really hard to pull off. Like, it is really, really hard to pull off. Especially if you're, like, especially if you are covered under makeup. Like, that can be really uncomfortable. Like, if you hear, like, what you know, Jim Carrey went through for, like, How the Grinch Stole Christmas and how painful and uncomfortable the makeup was, like, it's a lot of work. And I do really, I am generally very impressed by, like, by the transformative performances. So Demi is winning. Yeah, I do think Demi Moore is winning lead actress. I do think she's gonna win SAG, and I do think she's gonna win. Like, I mean, she already beat Mikey Madison at the Globes. £1,000,000 of prosthetics. I don't know if that, like, if that's, like, you know, like, ultimately what decides it, but then again, I don't know. But I do feel like, the fact that Demi Moore was able to beat Mikey Madison at the Golden Globes, it's like, alright, well, now she can definitely beat Mikey Madison at SAG, and probably a bunch of other places. I do think Demi Moore is winning her first Oscar. So I do think that. Yeah. Handsome Cap says, I said before the Globes that Demi was winning SAG and could win the Oscar. She always had the makeup Oscar win pairing. Last 3 years, that combo went undefeated. That is true. That is true. And I do think, The thing is, like, I was waiting for The Substance to be in Best Picture for me to predict it to win lead actress. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna wait. Because, like, my whole thing was, like, I'm going to wait to see if The Substance is actually happening. And then once it got all those Globe nominations, I was like, oh, okay. So, like, it's going to get nominated for Best Picture and also Demi Moore's winning lead actress. All right, yep. So, yeah, I do think that was all I needed to be convinced of. Sebastian Stan could also get strong noms and even hair and makeup for The Apprentice. Maybe. I mean, A Different Man's already getting nominated, so wouldn't it be crazy if, like, he actually got nominated for A Different Man instead of The Apprentice? Oh my god. And I've heard some people suggest that maybe The Apprentice could get, like, a lone makeup nomination. That'd be fascinating. But the problem is, like, the fact that The Apprentice, like, the BAFTAs loved The Apprentice and really didn't give it any nominations outside of, like, Sebastian Stan, Jeremy Strong, and casting, makes me think it's probably not getting makeup now. Hugh Grant surprise. I would not bet on that, though. I would not really bet on Hugh Grant because Hugh Grant is, like, you know, like, that's the type of movie that the Oscars would definitely not go with, especially since, like, Heretic is just not really a picture contender at all. A long shot. I'm still here and adapted. Hey, that is definitely a long shot. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I'm not really expecting it because like it didn't even get longlisted for anything at BAFTA other than international feature. So yeah, I might get ready to wrap up here in a bit. So I'm actually expecting Sing Sing is Woman King 2.0 and Stan and Grant get noms over Domingo and Sing Sing. Oh, Grant. I don't know if that's a really good bet. That's a bit of a risk if I'm going to be completely honest, but yeah, Grant stressed me out so much in Michelle says Grant stressed me out so much in Heretic. This movie is why I don't talk to my neighbors. I thought Heretic was great. I thought he was great in it. I just don't think he's gonna get nominated because it's just not really an Oscars thing. But yeah. Oh, Hugh Grant has a BAFTA and Globe winner. British icon. Dude could have 4 nominations. Dude could really upset. I'm just not expecting it though. I'm not gonna count on it because, like, again, like Heretic is just kind of like a nothing starter as a movie. Because, like, if it got like Writers Guild nominated, all right, then maybe I would take it a little bit more seriously. But the fact that you know, Hugh Grant couldn't even no, not Hugh Grant, but Heretic couldn't even get an original screenplay nomination at the Writers Guild Awards. I'm thinking it's not happening for a nomination. I'm just thinking it's not happening. But yeah, like I said, I might get ready to wrap it up. So if you have any last minute thoughts before I leave, let me know before I sign off. Don't put me on the world. I need at least Domingo in. Yeah, I need Domingo in. God. Oh God. Oh, so much is happening. So much is happening. But yeah, guys, like I said, I'm getting ready to sign off. But if you want to become members, I've got members-only videos, a ton of them. Members-only live streams. I do weekly members-only live streams at 6 p.m. And like I said, I do have a little tip thing. There's a little, yeah, just click this link if you want to send a tip my way. That would very much help. Again, the rent is coming up on the 1st of the month, so if you have expendable income, and if you want to support me financially, there is also that alternative. But yeah, happy Oscar nominations Eve. That's right, Shay. Happy Oscar nominations Eve. You will see my video. Also, I will say, those of you who are in my live streams, don't say it, but you know who's going to be collabing with me in February. And I will announce who is the big collaboration I'm going to be the YouTuber I'm collabing with in February. And I will announce that tomorrow during my Oscar nominations video. So, yeah, I don't want the chat to end. I know, Handsome Cap, I know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But yeah, guys, I'm getting ready to hop off and make some dinner, and yeah, like I said, yeah, and bye. Good night, Eli, and everyone there. But yeah, guys, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure you hit that subscribe button. Because if you don't, your worst Oscar fears are going to come true tomorrow in the nominations.